Welcome back to the Cool Figures channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 14 of Coffee and Toys, guys. I am super excited about this week's episode because aside from this week's toy haul, as you can see, we finally have a decent toy haul for once. Within the last few weeks, I've just been having like one or two things maybe. And aside from also the toy news, because we actually have some decent toy news this week as well. But besides those two things, I have a great interview for you guys with a great co-host, so stay tuned for that. But before we get all into that, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other video that I put out, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow, and it's free and easy for you to do. So with that being said, guys, once again, welcome to episode 14 of Coffee and Toys. And as you can see, it is finally a toys podcast, a coffee and toys podcast. You know what I mean? Like I said, we've been a little lax on some of the toy aspect in the last few weeks, but thankfully we found a few things. We got a few things in the mail. As you can see, we have something to unbox here. And as I said, aside from the great toy haul, the great toy news, I do have a great interview for you guys with TheToyPaige. If you don't know who he is, he runs a great Instagram and YouTube about Mezco, and he gives you guys a lot of great information. So if you haven't checked him out, go and check him out. And you spell his name Paige. So just know that, but it's all one word, TheToyPaige. I'll write it down here for you guys. But we have an interview. I had a lot of fun. We actually filmed it live on Instagram Live. It was actually my first Instagram Live, so I was a little stiff. I was a little nervous, I'll admit. I'm a little looser on these podcast episodes because I have a little more freedom to edit certain things out. If I flub a word, if I lose my train of thought, if I make a mistake, if I tend to ramble, I can just cut and edit. But I was trying to just really be on point when I was on live, because obviously there's no editing. So as you'll see, everything is live. I'm not going to edit it at all because it would just honestly be a hassle the way I have it set up. Because like I said, we did it on live, so it was set up, like portrait mode. So to format it for this episode, I formatted it so it's actually landscape mode, but editing that whole thing would be a nightmare if I did. So it is going to be exactly how it was. I apologize if at times it gets a little blurry. Like I said, we did record it over Instagram Live, and hopefully we could do it again. I had a great time talking to him, and I think he had fun, and I look forward to, once again, like I said, hopefully having him on the podcast again, or hopefully joining him for one of his hangout episodes that he does on Instagram Live. And once again, check him out, TheToyPaige. And like I said, you'll get to know him, later on in this episode. We have a long interview. I think we talked for something like an hour and a half. As you see the timestamp on this episode, it's about maybe 2.5 hours. And there goes my dog scratching. Sorry, yeah, he's kind of just chilling in the room. By the way, I am filming this on Thursday night opposed to Friday when I usually film this episode, because I have a busy Friday. And as you can see, this is a very long episode, so I know it's going to take time to edit. Well, it's not going to take too much time to edit this part, but it's going to take some time to upload, and I want to make sure it's up for you guys. And I have stuff to do Saturday night, so I want to make sure this goes up ASAP and it's there for you guys Sunday morning, because I'm super excited for this episode. So without further ado, why don't I stop talking about how excited I am about this episode and just get right on into it. Starting off with this week's toy haul. As you guys can see, we definitely hit it this week. So we've been a little loose and lax with the toys in the last few episodes, maybe one or two, and then there was even that one where we had nothing. So it was sad times, it was hard times, but we're on to better times, as you can see here. And no, we do not have two unboxings here. I will get into that in a bit. But first and foremost, what do I want to get into? Since this is an unboxing, I want to go ahead and put this down here. I have a little bit of table room. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Halo figures first, because then we'll uncover what's behind the Halo figures. So recently I went to Target, and I recently saw that these guys were hitting Target stores, obviously, and so I went to my local Target, and lo and behold, they had the two Master Chiefs on the shelf, and I was like, yes, this is cool. And so I picked them up, and I was like searching everywhere, and I couldn't find the rest. I scanned the scanner, and it said none available in the bag, so I started hunting them down, thinking maybe people would hit them. And my friend recently started working at Target, and so I texted him. I was like, hey, the scanner says there's none in the back. Do you think they're in the back? He's all like, they're probably in the back. Just ask somebody. And so I was like, you know what? Okay. I had just finished purchasing these two. So I ran back to the toy section, talked to somebody in tech. And I was like, can you scan this and see if you have any of these in the back? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they scanned it. And sure enough, they were like, oh, it says we have a ton in the back. And I was like, please, can you see if you have the rest of these? And I showed them the back, showed them the rest of the figures. And I was like, you know what? If you have this one as well, can you bring me a double for my friend? Because Robert was looking for that, and I always like to hook him up and find stuff for him when I can, because he does the same for me. So, yeah, I was able to find the whole wave. So it was like they came back with their arms full of Halo figures. So yeah, I was able to pick up Halo 2 Master Chief, which I was really, really excited. And this Master Chief, because it's a lot more detailed, especially in the gun. I feel like this is the remastered Halo Infinite Master Chief, opposed to the original one that was released in Wave 1 and Wave 2. Somehow, I don't know how they did it, but Jazzwares has got me to buy 5 Master Chiefs, and I technically have 2 on pre-order, the 20th anniversary edition with the Halo 1 version and the Halo Infinite version. So, what is that? 5, 6, 7? Fuck, how did they get me to buy 7 Master Chiefs? I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know, guys, but I honestly was looking forward to this Halo 2 one, especially. Really hoping that they make a Halo 3 one, because I grew up with Halo 2 and 1 the most. Obviously, I played Halo 1, but when it came out, I was a little on the young side, so I played it more when Halo 2 was out, and I went back to play Halo 1. But yeah, guys, these guys are super cool, and as you can see, I do have one here in the box. I stopped myself from opening it because I think I'm going to return it. I'll go ahead and show you guys the box and the figure. I was looking at it, and it's just not doing much for me, and I spend my own money on these figures, guys. It's not like they send them to me. Like I said, I went to Target, I bought them, and if I'm just not feeling a figure, why am I going to open it? Just to give you guys a review and let it sit on my shelf. I mean, as much as I would love to review it and let it sit on my shelf just to add it to my collection of Spartans that I have up there, it's just really not doing it for me. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to do a review on this guy, on Spartan Enigma, which kind of sucks because I have a bunch of Riddler stuff planned already for him. But it is what it is. I opened all these guys up, and he was the last one to open up, and I was just looking at him, and I even had my Batman knife on me. I opened it up, and I was just like, I filmed the beginning of my TikTok, because if you don't know, I film all my unboxings and I post them on TikTok. So I did all these guys, and I'm actually a little behind, so these guys won't be posted for a while. I'm trying to get rid of all my drafts that I've been because I would do a bunch of stuff, I would draft them, and I would get some new stuff, and I would post those and forget about my drafts. So I'm trying to just clear out my drafts at the moment. But I started the TikTok for this guy's unboxing, and I was just like, I'm just not feeling it. And sometimes that's what you got to do as collectors, guys. You have to look at a figure and say, do I really want it? Does it really add value to my collection? And if it's not, then, don't pick it up. There was one Spartan in the first wave that I picked up, or that I didn't pick up because I just didn't like it. And I kind of regret it because he came with a rocket launcher. But the figure itself just didn't do much for me, so I didn't pick it up. So this guy's going to go ahead and be a return. However, I did find these guys, and this guy is super cool, being a sniper type guy. And of course, this guy, which everyone's, going crazy over in the actual video game. And that's the one that I got a double of for my friend Robert, because he wanted that one. But yeah, guys, super happy and excited about these guys. But next up, let's go ahead and talk a little bit of Mezco, even though we're going to talk plenty Mezco later on with the toy page. But and I did forget to mention this to him, because he did ask me what if I was picking up anything from Mezco. And I did tell him I got the Holiday Gomez and the Advent Calendar, but I forgot I even ordered this. And when it showed up, I was super excited, and you can probably see it right here. But it is, of course, the Doc Nocturnal supersized wax cards. These things are super dope, guys. There's the front. I'm going to try to move it around, so hopefully you're not getting a glare. But if you are, hopefully I move it around enough that you guys can see it. And here's a look at the back with the Rumble Society logo right there. And then you get a nice little ad for a ray gun right there. Is that the right way? Yep, it is. Cool. So, but inside that is actually some oversized trading cards. So why don't I go ahead and pull them out carefully, because I do not want to fuck up this packaging, because I do like it, and I do plan to frame it or put it up somewhere. Where? I don't know, but hopefully somewhere here in my room. So you do get 4 of these giant playing cards or trading cards, and the first one is this one right here. And so you do get this one right here, and you do get some little inscriptions on the back. I'll go ahead and run through them all. So we do get this one right here, and then here's the inscription on the back of this one. If you guys want to read it, you guys can pause the video and go ahead and read that. Go ahead and put that down so that you guys can see the next one right here. I'll move it ever so slightly, guys, because I know the ring light sometimes causes a glare. So, yeah, just hopefully you guys get a good look at it. But once again, I'll flip it around so you guys can pause it and read it. I'll go ahead and move my fingers. Hopefully I didn't block anything. Moving on to the next one. I think it was like the Stare of Medusa or something like that. Looks really fucking cool. All these prints just look really fucking cool. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but the one with him firing the ferryman against the werewolf is my favorite. That one is definitely going to get put up, but these ones too, but I don't know. That one was just my favorite, the one where he's firing that ferryman at the wolf guy. So yeah, this one's my second favorite right here, the one where he's basically getting attacked by a tree. He's chopping it down with an axe. That's pretty damn cool. So yeah, guys, that's basically all that you get. You get 4 giant trading cards, oversized trading cards, which are really fucking cool. And in fact, these things may become a part of the podcast. You know, I may, once the tree goes away, I might just put them here to help cover up the mic stand. And who knows, you know, give us a little Mezco love here on the desk every episode. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way just so in case anything happens, they don't get wet or anything. Go ahead and move this over to here. Alright, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that guy over there so that way he's out of the way and we can focus on this. Now, I do have my Spartans leaning up against it, so let me see if I can move them up here. Oh. There we go. So, I'm not a big pop collector anymore. I was a few years ago. I've recently decided to downsize my pop collection, and actually I've decided to move my pop collection out of my room and into this other shelving unit that I have in our family room that thankfully my parents have allowed me to keep some of my collection in another alternate room, in a very decent sized bookshelf type thing. So I appreciate that. And so I'm thinking of moving all my Funko Pops to that shelf. That way I can get them all out of here. Really, they're just in like a little portion right here, but it would free up just enough space to add a little bit more to my collection. But like I'm saying, I'm not too big of a pop collector, but if one really piques my interest, I am willing to buy it. And I am a huge Doors fan, so when I saw this, I had to buy it. And the one thing I didn't realize is how huge it is, because I'm also a big Guns N' Roses fan, guys. And as you probably can tell, I ordered the Guns N' Roses one too. So I have no idea where they're going to go. They're fucking huge. As you can see, here you go. You know, these things may be the first things that I actually collect and kind of just store to have, because I have absolutely nowhere to put them. So maybe in the future I'll have a house with an extra room that I can put them in, or I don't know, maybe I'll be able to put them on that extra bookshelf. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm actually going to have to take it apart for what I have on it right now, because that's where we're going to put our Christmas tree. But yeah, guys, super happy about this. Like I said, I'm a big Doors fan. Back in high school, I went through my whole 70s phase. I wore bootcut jeans. I had hair down to here. It looked like Slash. And yeah, it was a great time for me. And I was just listening to Zeppelin, The Doors, Pink Floyd, you know, just stuff from that back then in that era, Stones, Beatles. But yeah, so super happy to get this awesome thing. It's just blows my mind what Funko's doing, you know, now that they know that they can't just give us regular size pops. Kind of like this. See, that's what I'm talking about. They pull me in every once in a while. Like this giant Mikey. Mikey is my favorite Ninja Turtle, and they give me a giant one. Of course, I'm in. Of course, I'm going to get it. Now they're talking about a giant Super Shredder. Whew, I might just have to go in on that one. I don't know quite yet. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, guys, that is this week's toy haul. But before we get into this week's toy news, I do want to talk a few things. Be aware of spoilers, guys. We are going into the week of Spider-Man No Way Home. Be aware of spoilers on the internet. I recently had an encounter with a page that decided to post a spoiler of Hawkeye literally in the morning, the AM, the day it aired. Now, to me, obviously, it wasn't a big spoiler, and it really wasn't. But to me, it wasn't the fact of the spoiler, it was the principle. It's like, okay, if you're willing to do this, Spider-Man's fucking next week. What the fuck are you gonna post the second you step out of that theater? And I don't know, is he seeing it Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night? I'm seeing it Saturday night, or I'm sorry, Friday night. But what if he sees it Thursday night or Friday during the day? You just don't know with people on the internet sometimes. So be aware of spoilers. And like I said, it's sometimes the principle. It's like, well, if they're willing to post this, what else are they willing to post? If you want to be safe and avoid it, just stay off the internet, I guess. But that's the thing. It's like you shouldn't have to stay off the internet. And I feel like there should be at least a few days. Like, you should give people a week before you can start posting spoilers. Obviously, you talk it with your friends and whatnot, but I feel like talking spoilers should take about a week. Give people at least that amount of time. But we'll see when it gets there. I'm hoping it doesn't get spoiled for anybody, regardless of when you see it. I really hope all of us go in, we see a great movie, and we have a great time, regardless of whether Toby and Andrew are in it. Like I said about Batman movie in my interview with Paige, I never want to see a bad Spider-Man movie. I never want to see a bad Batman movie. No matter who is in it, what's connected to it, I never want to see a bad one of those. I'm never rooting for a bad one of those. I'm always rooting for a great one. That way I can watch a great Spider-Man or Batman film again and again and again. So yeah, guys, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, if you didn't notice, Star Wars dropped a new trailer for their new video game, Star Wars Eclipse. Now, I have not played video games in a long time, and that basically made me want to come back. Now, this is different from the other Star Wars video games that they've given us. Now, Battlefront was more just like multiplayer and whatnot. And then, The Last Order or The Last Jedi, whatever it was called, it was cool. You're like in between, episode 3 and 4, blah, blah, blah. You're being hunted and whatnot. But the thing we really haven't gotten is a video game set in the prequel era, in the time of the Jedi, the height of the time of the Jedi. And it seems like that's what they're aiming to give us with this video game, Star Wars Eclipse, because they show Yoda sitting or standing in the Jedi Council. They show multiple Jedis. They show lightsaber duels. They show prequel stuff. They show, I hope they have clone troopers. I really do. If they do, and it's only PS5, I'm probably, it's obviously gonna just be next gen. I'm gonna have to buy a PS5 at that point, because I'm already in, and I've only seen the teaser trailer, and it was really good. I have to admit, especially compared to the previous Star Wars games we've gotten. So Star Wars Eclipse, I'm sure you guys have all seen it by now, or you guys that are Star Wars fans. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of it? Are you excited? Did it hype you up? Do you think it's going to be a great game? Talk to me. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and move on into this week's toy news, because like I said, it is already going to be a long podcast, so I'm trying to keep this part as at least a bit short, that way, because uploading is going to be a bitch and a half, uploading a 2.5 hour podcast. But it is what it is. It's for you guys. And like I said, this is supposed to be a long formatted thing. It's a podcast. It's a coffee and news toy talk podcast. You can turn this on in the background and just listen, or you can watch and, tune in and out. It's totally up to you. I just appreciate each and every single one of you that take the time out of your busy day to listen and watch with me. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and move on into this week's toy news. So starting off with Beast Kingdom. They came out swinging this week. So starting off with Batman and Joker 89 are now up for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. So I will be placing my pre-order there. I love their service. I love the way they do it. And yeah, I'm just super happy and hyped to do it there. And with that being said, they did announce a Dark Side. Now this guy looks amazing. He looks like a behemoth. Super excited about that. I am definitely going to be picking him up, which is really weird because I didn't think I'd be picking up anybody other than Batman from their DAH line, but he just looks really big, bad, and menacing, and I feel like he can fit really well in some toy photography, especially with my Mezco Batman and Justice League, because he is basically a 9-inch figure, or a 9-inch scale figure, and I think he's bigger because, he's obviously a bigger character, so he'll probably be like 10 or 11 inch if you really think about it. So that versus a Mezco would definitely look like a Dark Side sized figure. So I'm super hyped about that. And they did also announce a Batman that laughs. This one, let's be honest, I'm still gonna pick it up, even though I don't really know that character too well. But I do have the graphic novel that tells the whole story of him, and I've yet to read it. But I think I will end up pre-ordering him and picking him up because I just love anything Peace Kingdom does with Batman. Just like the Dark Knight bat suits that they're doing, and even though they're pairing the blue one with Robin, I'm definitely gonna be picking those up as well. So moving on to NECA, they did of course show off the black and white mummy. Now I said of course because we've gotten the black and white version of Frankenstein and of the Wolfman, so it's kind of just, we should just know at this point we're going to get a black and white version and a colored version of all the original Universal monsters, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to get into the black and white just yet, but I am into the color ones. I do have or Frankenstein's monster, I'm sorry, and I do have Wolfman on pre-order, and I do have the colored version of the mummy on pre-order as well. So looking forward to those guys. They did also show off the box and in-package look of the Frankenraff, so I need to place my pre-order for that as well. But what do you guys think of all these amazing Universal Monster figures coming from NECA? I absolutely love them, especially the mashup with Universal Monsters and Ninja Turtles. Where the fuck did that come from? I don't know, but I'm digging it. So super happy about that line. Super happy to see where it goes. Unfortunately, we do, of course, have to wait until next year to get those figures. So let's talk some Star Wars news. I know we already talked a little bit Star Wars with the Star Wars Eclipse stuff, but they did also have some action figure news. So starting off with their Deluxe Book of Boba Fett. Where to start? And I didn't even start with the fact that the Rancor didn't get back. We'll get to that. But that Boba Fett. How the fuck is that a Deluxe Boba Fett, Hasbro? That is... you don't think the Rancor was enough? The fact that people said fuck you to that, now you gotta give us a Deluxe Boba Fett that's equivalent to the original release of the Boba Fett we've gone plenty of times in the regular version. You do realize that Deluxe means extra, bigger, more, right? Because you literally give us what you should give us with a Boba Fett figure, which you've given us besides that, before in the past. The Deluxe Boba Fett for the Return of the Jedi was Deluxe because you gave us flame effects, jetpack effects, the rope, the busted gun, stuff like that. When you package a figure that should be packaged regularly in a deluxe box just for the fuck of it, the Rancor really wasn't enough for you guys, was it? Okay, Hasbro, we see you. So yeah, their Deluxe Boba Fett got announced. It is what it is. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, you're not. They did also announce a few cool little stuff for the vintage collection, and that is like these little build-up packs in a sense. So they're pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Especially this one, the Incinerator Trooper and Grogu, where you get both the Incinerator Trooper and Grogu, and some amazing flame effects. See, that is a deluxe figure and box set, Hasbro. Not this. Not this. Thank you. Sorry. Alright. This last time I'm going to bring that up. They did also show off a Navarro Stormtrooper that comes with a high caliber cannon, as well as Ahsoka with Grogu. So essentially you'll be getting 2 more Grogus to your collection. So that is basically it when it comes to Star Wars news for this week, guys. Not too much there for especially Black Series, but let's talk some Rancor. So, it had a good push at the end, I have to admit. It had a really good push. I think it was only like 500 backers away from actually making it. So, it had a nice little good push at the end. But, in the end, we said, fuck you, Hasbro, that's not good enough. And me, personally, I was out from the start, guys. It wasn't even the tears that got me. I mean, Having a Rancor would be cool, but for $350 from the start, I was out. Considering that previous HasLabs have given us giant ass vehicles in detail. I'm not saying I want a Jabba's barge in 6-inch figure or scale, or even a Razor Crest in 6-inch scale, but maybe an X-Wing, maybe a playset, but a Rancor, and then on top of that, yeah, you throw in the shitty tiers, and there's no way in hell you were gonna get me to buy that shit. So, and apparently everybody else thought the same thing, and I think that final push was just people trying to get it funded at the last moment so they can get their hands on it and then just turn around and flip it once it comes out, because they would know it'd be a limited supply of only 9,000 and it would become valuable and blah blah blah. It wasn't enough to get it passed. So the fans spoke with their money. They didn't buy it, and thankfully, it didn't get backed. And hopefully Hasbro learns from this experience and gives us something better. Like I said, give us a fucking X-Wing or a playset or something. I don't know. Vintage Collection has the Millennium Falcon. They have all these playsets. They have, X-Wings. It's like, I understand it's bigger, but I mean, a Rancor. I mean, I don't need my Rancor to have that much articulation. I'm sorry, I don't. The Sentinel, yes, because it's a lot more movable, mobile character and whatnot. It does a lot more in the series, in the comics. But a Rancor, it literally just, it was literally a stop motion figure that just went. So I don't need ratchet joints and all this other bullshit on a Rancor just to build up the price. But yeah, guys. So what do you guys think? Did you guys back the Rancor, or did you not? Let me know down in the comments below. And did you think it was a good HasLab? Did you not? Let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, guys, that's enough Star Wars talk for this week. Let's talk a little Super 7. They did tease earlier in the week that their newest Ultimates will be coming out of the Warner Brothers Water Tower very soon. And lo and behold, they basically did on Thursday or Wednesday. I can't remember. Anyways, they did announce them, and it is Pinky and the Brain, Wacko, Yakko, and of course their sister Dot. So the three Warner Brothers, and of course two of the most famous characters in the Animaniacs series. I absolutely love that series. It's amazing. It's funny. Launched so many other cartoons and whatnot, like Pinky and the Brain. However, $55 a pop, and as great as they are, as great as the accessories are, I think they're probably either the size of this guy or maybe a little smaller, because they're not big characters. They're not. Let's be honest. They're not. They're very small characters. I mean, Pinky and the Brain are mice. So, shows you the scale of them. And then Wacko, Yakko, and Dot are little animals. So, $55, I think I'm out. I think I'm out. It's just a little too much for my liking there. Although you never know. I may say that now, and I may turn around and pre-order them. Who knows? I'll look at the release date, and if it's far enough away, I'll probably just do it and, start paying off in little payments and whatnot, put away a little money here and there. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think? Besides the price point, I do absolutely think they're amazing figures. They come with some amazing accessories. Like I said, I am a big fan of the whole Animaniacs series and everything. It was a funny ass show, and they got away with a lot of stuff on that show that they really shouldn't have. A lot of adult themes and stuff like that. Like, there's this one episode when Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are investigating a crime scene, and Yakko talks to Dot. She's like, "Oh, fingerprints," and she brings Prince and the celebrity in her arms, and he goes, "No, Dot, fingerprints." And she looks at the camera and she goes, "I'm not gonna do that." And so as a kid you don't get it, but as an adult you totally get that joke, and it's like, wow, can't believe they were to put that in. And even like the times when they'd be like, "Hello, nurse," like that was just a very adult thing to do, having a sexualized nurse there. And they got away with putting it in a kids television show, so that they got away with a lot of things, so that was pretty funny and cool. And the Goodfellas, the birds, or the Good Feathers, or whatever they were called, the mobster birds were always a good time. And also, what was it? Oh, the dog and the little girl that were always getting into antics, and the little girl was always getting into shit, and the dog was always catching the butt of it, and having to save her and do all this shit in the end. She like makes it perfectly fine at the end of the episode, but he's all busted up and dirty and stuff, and the mom's all like, why are you all dirty and blah blah blah, and not knowing that he basically like saved her daughter's life the whole entire day. But that's just how dogs are. But anyways, guys, yeah, this isn't a podcast about Animaniacs and whatnot, but yeah, I just wanted to say I do love those figures, but for $55 a pop, I don't think if I'm going to be willing to add them to my collection. But like I said, we will see. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about 5K toys, and it kind of connects to Super 7 in a way, because Super 7 does have their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Party Wagon up for pre-order right now for an astronomical $500 essentially. But do not worry, because if you follow 5K Toys, there is a third party that is making a party wagon. Now, it does not scale with the Ultimates, however, but it does look to scale with the NECA cartoon turtles. So, there you go. If you want to, pair them with your cartoon turtles because you saw them in the cartoon on the band instead of, your Playmate toys, you can do that. So stay tuned for that. I don't have a price on that. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I'm sure it'll come under that $450, $500 price point that Super 7 has for theirs, with this being a third party and with them probably wanting to outsell or undercut them, in that sense. So last but not least, of course, we have to talk a little bit of Mezco. And this ties in perfectly to the next segment, the interview. But Mezco did have a few surprise drops, which he was totally right about. So the first thing they dropped was a Rumble Society crew neck. Totally just something cool. Also, they apparently got a few more advent calendars and holiday Gomez's into the warehouse than they had thought they were going to get, so they went ahead and did a restock. And if you order before the 10th, which unfortunately has already passed by the time this will be up and available for you guys to watch, it would get here before Christmas. And I mean, you can still try to do it now. I mean, it's still kind of far enough that you may get lucky that it may get here before Christmas. But their guarantee was the 10th. But, you may get lucky. Who knows? So they did put them up. So hopefully I get my Gomez in before Christmas in my advent calendar. Like I said, I talk about all of this with Paige in the interview, so I'm not going to say too much here. But yeah, guys, that basically wraps up this week's toy news for episode 14 of Coffee and Toys. So yeah, guys, before we get into this week's interview, like I said, we did film it live on Instagram Live. So when we went live immediately, we kind of just started talking and going straight into the topic. And then I did my intro and everything. So I don't know how exactly I'm going to edit that part, if I'm just going to leave it in and then just say fuck it and just have you guys see the whole process where I was like, hey man, I'm going to do an intro and then we'll do this and stuff, because you know what? It was a great interview. You guys should just be able to see the whole thing. We'll see how it goes, see how much time I have to edit. But yeah, guys, I had a great time talking to him. It was a great interview. It felt like a great just conversation. Had a lot of fun. Like I said, I hope to have him on the podcast again. Hope to join him on his hangout sometime. But yeah, guys, I never know how to end these things, but I guess I don't have to, because we're going into another segment and I guess I can end it for myself there. Sounds like an issue for future Jesse, or past Jesse in the sense, because we recorded this interview in the past. I don't know, but present Jesse is confused now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Coffee and Toys. This week's episode of Coffee and Toys is not over yet. Stay tuned for the interview portion of this week's episode of Coffee and Toys. And I have now said Coffee and Toys way too many times for you guys, I'm sure. With that being said, guys, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Alright, guys, cutting in before, I know I told you guys we were going to go into the interview, but I totally forgot I had an unboxing for you guys. So, why don't we do that? So, we have a little Amazon package here, and got my Batman knife. Go ahead and move my arm around here. I'm opening it from the back so you guys can't see my address. But, yeah. Let's go ahead and pull it out of the Amazon sleeve. It is wrapped in plastic. So let's go ahead and get it out of there. How do we do that? I'm just going to use my knife to cut this there. And I have finally kind of somewhat officially completed my Power Rangers Lightning collection. Mighty Morphin team with Zach the Black Ranger. I don't have Kimberly yet, but I do have her on pre-order. So when she comes in, I will have the whole team. But essentially, I do have her on pre-order, which means I have her secured, which means I do have the whole team. And I am really behind all my Power Ranger reviews, guys. I do apologize for that, although they don't do too well on my channel. But I do appreciate all 22 of you that have joined me for them, and I appreciate it. And I do intend to do all my Power Ranger reviews by the end of this year. I'm just going to pump them all out. So you may get a few double videos throughout the coming weeks because I'm just going to try to pump out a lot. And like I said, with delays and everything, who knows what's going to come in these coming weeks, because I actually do have another package that should be coming in from GameStop on Friday. They were just taking their time with it. So, and it actually has another Lightning Collection Power Ranger, but not a Mighty Morphin. It's the yellow Ranger from the A Squad and SPD, but also the comedian from the McFarlane 3 Jokers line. So super excited about that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this Black Ranger right here. Super cool. Super happy to add him to my collection. And with that being said, let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Now, Power Rangers are a guilty pleasure of mine, to collect in terms of collecting and all that. I don't really use them for toy photography, even though that's how I justified them. Initially when I purchased them, I was like, you know what, these guys would make really cool crossover pics, and I just never got around to doing them with these guys because like I said, it's a guilty pleasure of mine to collect these guys. It reminds me of my childhood. So here's a nice trace shot of Zach right here, looking all cool. I absolutely love the main weapon that he comes with, this battle axe thing that actually transforms into like a blaster right there, or it could be a battle axe. Super cool. So yeah, he does obviously come with the alternate head and everything, and a few alternate hands. So let's go ahead and bust him out of his packaging and get a closer look at him. So as you can see, he is well done. There are a few times that you find some really bad QC issues with these Lightning Collection figures, but as you can see, he's pretty solid. So let's go ahead and put his weapon in his hand. Hopefully fits in pretty nice and easily, but just gotta have to slide it in. Sometimes you guys gotta slide it in, and there we go. There we go. Come on, open up. Man, these secret pants are actually pretty tight. Ooh, be careful not to break the peg. Gotta be gentle with it. Gentle with it. Okay, well, his hands are actually pretty tight, so I'm gonna have to mess with it. But all in all, really cool figure. Super happy to add him to my Power Rangers Lightning collection. But yeah, guys, with that being said, on to the interview.
Mike, that's going to be picking me up. I've connected both, but we'll find out.
I like the shirt.
Thank you,
It's
thank you.
good, man. Good.
Dude, I've fallen hard for Mezco, man. I just recently got in, and man, I have like, let me see, I'm looking at my shelf right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Mhm.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 20 within the
Wow.
last year.
Oh, within the last year too.
Yeah,
Wow.
I found out about him, and I was just like, you know what, this is, especially for the price that these other figures are going for, it's just way better. You're getting so much more and much more quality stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely am enjoying the way that, Mezco is putting out stuff compared to like Black Series and even McFarlane and all that stuff when it comes to like superheroes and whatnot.
Yeah. All right, now, are you leaning toward Marvel, DC, or are you doing Rumble Society? Because I know, like, sometimes people get in and they enter Rumble Society, and then
I
it
entered
kind
with
of.
DC.
Mhm.
I entered with DC, but then after DC, I found out about Gomez and Doc Knock and all of
Yeah.
them, and it's just like not just the toys, but like Hollywood in general. There's no real new original ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right, guys, welcome to part 2 of this week's episode of Coffee and Toys. I'm with a guest co-host right now, ToyPaige, right here. Thank you once again for coming on, man. Once again, I really do appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come on and talk to me about some toys. Hopefully, it'll be a good interview, a good, fun interview.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will, man. You said toys, and that's all we need.
Exactly, especially Mezco ones, right?
Yes, you had me at that too. I was like, ah, he said
Yeah.
Mezco and he said toys. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so all right. So we were already basically in a really good discussion. So you were asking how I got into all this and whatnot. So I told you I got in with DC characters, and then I heard about Rumble Society characters, and I was like, what is this, you know? And I heard about it through basically like, well, it's so hard to get, and you know, they're impossible to get, they go so fast. So it kind of piqued my interest, and I started watching those stop motion films that they released, you know, to
Yeah.
like introduce them and everything, and it
Yeah.
really piqued my interest. Like I was saying, not just toys in general, but Hollywood. There's no real original ideas anymore.
Mm.
And Rumble Society is just so original with everything that they come out with, everything that they do with it. And the fun of it is it's so original, but it's also so open. Like you don't have to follow the backstory that they give us. Not that
Hmm.
they give us much. And you could really make it what it is for what you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Right. I totally agree with you. So one of the things I like about them, and it is what you said, it's kind of separate from what's out right now because we have those classic characters, but I do like their originality. I know they pull from pop culture from back in the day, but for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, I know that there's figures that they have that people go, I don't get it. This is a roach. Or I don't understand Hawk P40. It looks too weird.
And
For
that was me
me,
at first too. That was me at first. I have to admit, when I first found out, I was like, a roach, really? And then I saw it, you know, I saw it.
yeah.
I saw what it is. And then same thing with Hawk B40. I happy for everybody that picked it up. It looked like a great figure. I just didn't see anything with it or anything. But then I started seeing people post pics and talk about it and show
Mhm.
it off more. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I think I need to pick it up. And I actually did recently pick up Hawk B40 about 2 weeks ago on eBay for about $80.
Nice. Good score. Good score.
Right? Yeah. And
And what'd you
so for
think?
I fucking love it, man. Honestly, for
Yeah.
me, like I know he comes with that little comic book, gives you a little backstory, but like I said, for me, I see him more as like the leader of my Black Skulls. I have like three Black Skulls.
Hmm.
So since we don't technically have like a set leader for him, you know, I
Yet.
figured Hawk P40 looks good enough to be like the leader and whatnot, especially when you're going up against, you know, Gomez and whatnot.
Yeah, I that's one of the things I like. And I don't know if the collecting community as a whole has grabbed onto that yet. There's a couple of really good kit bashers out there, but that's the way I look at it. I don't
Hmm.
look at it like as Gomez is a roach. I look at it as
Yeah,
you pop the head off, you can put anything else on there. And for most of the majority of the collecting community, they're always talking about they want suited bodies or they want soft goods characters in different kind of like situations or everyday living and stuff like that. And so
hmm,
that to me is probably the bread and butter for them. I know that that's their mascot and everything, but I think it has a lot of versatility. Like you said too, you don't have to stick to that character arc that they give them,
exactly.
and I think that's one of the reasons why they don't give them too much of an in-depth backstory. So, because it give you enough just to say, okay, here, this is what the guideline is, and then you guys can come up with
Hmm.
whatever you want. I don't like being locked into character arcs sometimes too. Like, have you ever looked at a picture and go, oh, um, that's the an American Werewolf in London, and it kind of
Yeah,
takes it out of you, even though that they used it as a beast maybe for Conan. I
yeah.
like having some freedom to explore whatever I want to do.
No, yeah, that makes total sense. That's what I'm saying. Like these figures can literally be used anywhere, and it's not like when you're using them, it's like, you know, it's not like you're using Darth Vader against GI Joes. Now, unless you're
Yes.
trying to do like a crossover pick, that makes sense. But like if
Mm.
that's like your only villain versus GI Joes, or you know, you want to make like a different space bounty hunter versus your stormtroopers, you know, Hawk P40 would be perfect for that, you know, and he would
Yes.
fit within that Star Wars aesthetic and whatnot. So
Yeah.
that's you know, so that's amazing about that. And like you said, you know, it's not like too recognizable, but at the same time, it has such a large following already.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So,
Mm.
uh, yeah. So I'm just curious. Do you think Mezco would ever consider like fleshing out the backstories more and actually giving us like you know a cartoon or an actual movie with it with those characters?
You know what
Because like I
I?
said,
Oh,
oh,
I'm sorry.
because no, I was gonna say because like I said, you know, we don't really get too many original ideas, and these are a lot of original ideas that have potential to be you know fleshed out and be their own characters in movies. And you know, I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud though.
No, I think, like I said, what they do is I think they give you just enough to enjoy the character or give you some ideas so you're not like, why should I care about this skull? You know, he's got a white
Hmm.
skull and he's got a trench coat. Why should I even care? I think
Hmm.
they give you just enough to like kind of stoke your imagination, and then it's like a. I used to have these books when I was a kid called Choose Your Own Adventure, and you
Oh,
turn
okay, yeah,
pages. Yeah, I think they
yeah.
give that to you, and I think they allow you to do that. Now, I notice as this universe starts building up, I notice how they kind of give you like little hints to certain things. You
A
know,
little more
they
each time,
they put up that
which
bio page on their website.
mhm.
They give you comics, which I might add, I really hope they do more of in the
Yeah, I
future.
love them. I love them.
Yeah, that would be an easy money grab for me if they had like a monthly subscription. I know it's a lot of work on the artist and they're
Oh
probably
yeah,
putting it together, but I would definitely get into something like that if they had. But they give you stuff in the comic books, and but I think they just give you just enough, to keep it
yeah.
original, but allow you to kind of use your imagination. But I do think over time you'll see. In personal opinion, I just think that they'll keep giving you these little hints, and it'll all come together. They seem like they're developing as it goes because I'm pretty sure it started off with a singular character and they were like, wow, this is really popular. This is going
Hmm.
off really well. And now they're just developing it and they're trying to like kind of put everything together. It's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know how they kind of
Yeah,
push and they put a movie out
yeah.
and then,
Little hints in here trickle in. Yeah.
yeah,
I just wish they didn't make it so damn good, so I wasn't so invested in wanting more of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
Doc Nocturnal pack when he came with those wax cards and whatnot. Like I would want to see more characters in that. I would want to see more of Doc Nocturnal, kind of like you said, like a monthly subscription or something.
hmm,
So it's just like they make it so like good that you want there to be more. It's weird, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's awesome
Oh,
at the same time.
yeah. And I'm wondering sometimes if those teases that they give us in boxes and comic books and everything, I wonder if those are kind of like test market things to kind of see how, because I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
they're very social media savvy and they keep
Mm-hmm.
their ear to the ground, and I'm pretty sure they're looking at certain things and going, oh, well, there's an interest for this character that we just kind of snuck in. I
Yeah.
remember when they kind of teased like the Black Skulls and
Mm-hmm.
there was a couple of other characters and that they just kind of put out. I
Mm-hmm.
remember they had Doc Nocturnal. I'm pretty sure they were going to already push him out as a figure, but I remember when he was on a vinyl at one of their
Oh shit.
conventions and
Okay.
everybody was on the internet. Oh, what's this? Who's this character? And and so
Yeah.
I think they have a good eye and ear for kind of putting things out and seeing how well it goes over with fans, and they don't have any shortage right now. I mean, you look at
Yeah,
the
they
comic
definitely
books.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're constantly putting like drafts, sharks. They got Tangerine. There's just a whole bunch of characters, even on the new box. That
Well, that's why I
that
wanted to ask you real quick. How did you figure out about Tangerine? Was it in that card from the box set? Was
yeah,
it
I
that cog
do.
code?
I
Because I don't
do
have the
know.
cog piece.
Hmm.
So is that what it translated to? Was that Tangerine's coming or something like that?
No, on the cards, if you look at it, and they're really good about that too. They sneak little codes in places.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if I see something, or the group has something, we'll put it out. But
Mm.
they constantly sneak codes in comic books, on shirts. So if you buy stuff like merchandise,
Oh shit.
always look for that crypto code on that stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I figured out about Tangerine just because she was on a side box piece or something. I saw her.
Mm.
I think she made her first appearance in a comic book, and then she also made an appearance on this new box. So they sneak a lot of stuff. You just gotta kind of watch, and you'll
Yeah,
see
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's what I'm learning. Like I said, I'm new to this, but I'm starting to learn exactly what Mezco does. And I think that's part of the allure. It's like that mystery behind everything. And then eventually they give us
Yeah,
what they give us. And since it's their own product, their own brand, they can give us a lot more than they would have if it's like a Batman or a Superman or something like that for a cheaper price point, you
yeah,
know? Because a lot of the pieces are reuses from like those characters and those licenses, so it kind of works out for them.
yeah. And I think they're not constricted to, and this gets brought up a lot. I don't think a lot of people understand this, but they're not constricted to like licensing fee, and not licensing fees, but the licensing property of the process that they have to go through. So, you have a Superman,
Hmm.
and from my understanding with the discussions I've had with them is that they have to go through this approval process. And so they have Superman and they broker the deal and then they say okay and they develop their Superman, they send the proofs to them, they approve it, and then they construct the figure and they send it, and all this time it's like a free flowing. conversation. And so
Hmm.
what happens is the licensor might say, "Hey, I don't like the color on this cape, or I don't like the blue that's on the suit. You guys got to
Hmm.
change it." So now you got to go back and find the material and then
Yeah.
tailor it. And then you have to do you're doing all this stuff. And I don't think a lot of people understand that those little snags in a project,
Can
project
mean a big
manager will,
delay.
oh yeah. And but as
Yeah.
opposed to them saying, "Hey, let's put a roach in a Christmas sweater and we'll give him a couple of things."
Exactly.
And he signs off on it and then it's done. So
Oh
it's a
yeah.
yeah, it's a lot easier to deal with your own
No, yeah. Well,
intellectual
that's what I'm
property.
saying. That's what I'm saying. And then like, but also like some of the stuff that like Gomez and all them come with, there'll be other stuff that other characters came with, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it just works out for them because they get to just basically utilize everything for themselves at the end of the day for
Right.
this line. So that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and get into a few of these questions, if you don't mind. I
Oh
know we've
yeah,
been already
absolutely, man.
talking about a lot,
Absolutely.
but I do have a few questions for you, man.
Yeah.
So what got you into collecting?
Um
Just always been
I
a lifelong collector, or?
I have. I used to collect toys when I was a kid, not to this extent, and then I've always been a comic
Mm-hmm.
book collector. I got out of it. I was in
Mm-hmm.
the military, and so you're traveling, doing a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and you don't really have time for it. And so when I got out, I was watching a show, I think a YouTube show, and some guy was he was going over a figure, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh, this is really cool." It's kind of funny. It was Darius, the Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Love
yeah.
that
And
guy,
so
man. Love his
yeah,
reviews
yeah, he
and his
you gotta watch
photography,
out.
man.
Yeah, he's a very
Yeah,
talented guy, and
yeah,
so he, did his mojo in the mat, through the screen, and I'm
yeah.
like, let me go look. And so I was actually out at a video store, and there was a Joker, and it was a Play Arts Kai Joker, and I love Joker,
Mm.
and I was like, let me get this. So I got it, and then that started from there. And
Um,
I collected Play Arts Kai for probably like a month, but they were too big. And then I saw uh, the Dark Knight Returns figure, and I got that.
mm,
And when I first bought it, I didn't know that they had variants. I was new to the line, but it was right when they
mm,
were beginning, and so I was like, I
mm.
got one, and I got another, and then it just
Trickle
snowballed from
down from
there.
there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
yeah. It's been a very good line though, because I started, like I said, from the beginning, and
Hmm.
so a lot of the pitfalls that people run into, I didn't have to do it because I was already established in the line, so there wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
backtracking for me. I think it was like 4 or 5 figures, but that's how I started with Mezco, and then it's expanded into Legends and you know Bandai stuff and Marvel Legends, all that stuff.
Okay, so you mentioned Marvel Legends. Do you do McFarlane's Black Series, any of those?
No, and it's nothing against McFarlane. Like I've seen the figures hanging up.
Hmm.
I really, especially now, I've just come to this point where I got to figure out what do I want to collect. There's just so much
Yes,
stuff, man.
yes. But not just that, but prices. Prices are getting ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's because it's just different stuff. It's inflation, it's shipping, it's materials are getting better, and so
Yeah, but at the same time, that's what I was saying. Mezco is a better price point at this point. You know what I mean? Like if when you look at it,
yeah, I think they're a very good price point. They haven't raised too much from when they first came out. I think they were like
hmm
80, $85. There's some figures
hmm
you could probably get for 60. And so from the point that they started, I think it's 2015, 16-ish.
Oh,
Uh,
really? That recently?
yeah, so what was it? No, might have been doing it. But I know they haven't been doing it for long, so don't
Hmm.
quote me on the thing, but from the time that they started until now, if you think about the inflation and the price points for what they have,
Oh, yeah.
it hasn't been raised that much. If you're going
Hmm.
from, it depends on if you're looking at like deluxe sets, but if you're looking at single figures, they only range an extra what 15, $20, depending on which
Yeah.
one it is. So it's not that bad. I'm okay with the price point. Like, but that's just
Yeah.
me. It's an expensive
Yeah.
line. I know
No,
that.
it is, but you also get a lot for your money, and not just a lot, but also highly detailed, and they take their time. You get that QC, where you won't with a lot of other, lines at this point, because they're just trying to push out a bunch of figures.
Yeah, they've come a long way too. I remember when I first started collecting them, they had some very hard like QC issues with the plastic. So
Mm,
that's a funny story. So a guy asked me the other day, he said, why do you get two figures? And it's because it's habit for me. Because I remember
mm-hmm.
when I used to collect, you never knew when one of the pegs were going to snap on the arms or
Oh,
stuff would break because the plastic was kind of brittle. They were just starting
mm-hmm.
out. And so I was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
creature of habit. So I always grabbed two. But
yeah,
um, they've come a long way since then. A long
yeah,
way. Better
yeah.
materials, better plastic, in my opinion. It's because
No,
I've seen
yeah.
them from the beginning.
Oh yeah, and especially in this latest release, the High Roller, the Secret Agent Gomez, I saw a lot of improvements in that figure compared to the last release. I don't know if
Oh
you noticed
yeah.
them. Now you've had it for about a week or so. How do you like that figure
Uh,
overall?
so the other night I've had a couple projects I've been doing, but the other night I actually opened them up, and because I had to check the other one that I got because I got two, and I
Mm,
wanted to check and make sure everything was okay with the other one.
yeah.
But I like it. I like the suit. I like the material. I noticed that the toggle on and on switch, I guess they left that for the new one that's going to be coming out.
Yep,
So,
yep.
but that's an improvement too.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
it's yeah, they're but I really like it a lot. I like some of the little details that they had. I love the
Mm-hmm.
knife in the shoe,
Oh,
even though I had
yeah.
some trouble with it.
I was gonna say you finally
It
got it though, right? You finally got it working.
at the end of the show, I did. Yeah, it
Yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah. I saw that.
I was like, please don't mess this up on camera. I was like, please don't do this. I
Whenever
was
it
always
gets
afraid of that.
well, if it gets stuck again, I tried it on mine because I have mine right here, and I was trying to put it on the base, and I was trying to put it on the boot or the foot
Hmm.
with the knife, and it got stuck, and it kept moving the knife in and out. So if it ever gets stuck, just peg it into the thing and try to like slide it
Into the base
into
or
the
the hover
yeah,
bar.
yeah, the base,
Oh, okay. Oh,
the
yeah.
base.
That's a good
So
idea.
I did it by accident. And it kept moving on me. I had to peg the other foot because it kept going in and out. So, but if
Mhm.
yours is stuck, I mean, that might be a way to get it in and out. I don't know.
No, that's good because that knife is so small. I was afraid he was going to
Hmm.
break it. But the tailoring is really good on that. I noticed,
Yeah.
at least with me, I noticed there seemed like the body was a little bit better built. I mean, I didn't
It felt a little
feel,
thicker, like the plastic was a little thicker, the joints were a little stiffer. And for me, what I
yeah,
loved it was we finally got those rocker ankles, man.
yeah. It was really good, and I saw the Amazing's video, and he was showing the increased ankle range, I guess, on the
Hmm.
newer stuff that's coming out. So I'm really excited about that. But it's a good quality company. I
No,
like it a
yeah.
lot, man. But I
No, yeah.
I did like the box. I know a lot of people aren't big on, the bundle stuff and the extra swag stuff you get, but
That's what that you know what that was actually one of my questions right now. So what do you think about look at that, you're already
yeah.
thinking. That was an extra question that I added that I didn't even send you. So
Hmm.
what do you think about the swag? Do you like it? Do you not? Some of them you're cool with, some of them you're not.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit of a pack rat with that kind of stuff. I like the novelty stuff. Well, I like the
Yeah.
pins, and so all of that
Hmm.
stuff to me, I
Hmm.
get. But I also understand people when they say, "Hey, I think that stuff's cool for people that collect that kind of stuff, but I just want the
Hmm.
figure." And so
Yeah, I can
I always,
understand that too.
yeah, I always thought maybe it would kind of be beneficial for them to maybe put that as like a separate set, like you have a swag set
Hmm.
and maybe the figure, and then I
Yeah.
don't know, you could reward the people that like Eddie that just came out, the advent calendar. Maybe you say, okay,
Hmm.
you could buy Eddie for $85, or if you buy the set, you can, because you're buying the set and the figure together. We already have a package. We'll just give those guys a little bit like a collector's discount or something, or just something,
Yeah.
added. That way, people maybe don't feel like they're forced into certain things because
Yeah.
there's other people that live in other countries that because that changes the dimension of the box or the weight, but those
Hmm.
people have to kind of like pay shipping because
Yeah.
sometimes Americans don't have to pay shipping at Christmas, right?
Yep. Thankfully.
Yeah.
That's one of the perks of them being here now, right? At
Hmm.
least because they have a New York based office right now.
Yeah, they have, I think they have their one in New York, and then there's a distribution center.
Oh, so they're
Uh,
from New York. I didn't know that.
yeah, it's a New York based company. It's
Oh, nice,
yeah,
nice, nice. Yeah,
they have
see,
a
like I said,
very
I just
deep
got into
history.
these guys. I just got into them this past year, so I don't know too much. And that's kind of how I found your page. I was just kind of on YouTube. I was gonna say the internet, but on YouTube, and I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody's done any, history videos on Mezco. And lo and behold, yours started popping up, and you were giving a lot of great information. And then, you started doing your lives, or you've been doing your lives with Jason and stuff. And so I've been tuning in, and you guys have both been giving a lot of great information. And so, yeah, dude, that's how I found you. And, that's why I wanted to talk to you because I was like, well, you are just as passionate about Mezco as I am right now. And no one else that I know understands that because a lot of my friends
Yeah.
and family aren't collectors, you know what I mean? Especially not
Right.
to the extent that I am. And
Yeah.
so finding somebody else that is as passionate, especially about Mezco, and that isn't like a scalper or anything, but it's just someone that is a fan of it is awesome. Because like that's one of the reasons I started this whole YouTube video or channel was to, connect with other collectors around the world or around the country or whatnot with like minds and whatnot. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you for all the information you provided on your videos. Like I didn't even know that they had like I watched your Vapor Hoods video. I didn't even know they were pulling from like figures they had done like years prior and they're just updating them.
Yeah.
And same thing with the Captain Nemo. I saw that video that you did where it was like they had different figures back in the day and now they're pulling them forward. So that was really cool. I didn't know about that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for watching. I think they kind of take back, how we talked about the pop culture and they pull from parts of their history. I think they've
Mm-hmm.
utilized that too. They've made a bunch of really nice figures, even by today's standards, and it's cool to see them go revisit some of those. And a little thing, if you're ever on like eBay or you're just searching the internet, just look up
Mm-hmm.
different stuff that they've done. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you'll see some of those things come back. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I remember I was doing that video and a guy asked me, he said, "Oh, that's really cool. Do you think that they'll do more?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, in the video, I go over that there's a bunch of other characters. And
Mm-hmm.
if you look at each one of them, they could probably fit on different body types that they have now. I mean, uh,
Yeah.
it that's what I was telling you, the catalog and that they have even from back offerings to future offerings, they have a pretty good catalog that they can pull from. And I really think that if they keep going, especially with some of the advancements that they're trying to do, like seamless bodies and light up features. I
Mm-hmm.
remember when they first came out with that, people were banging on them about that. They were like, "Why are they doing light up features?" And I go, you don't know. There's only so many soft goods, you know,
Mm-hmm. Things they
characters
could
that you can
do.
do. Yeah,
Not
it's
just
like
that, but
one.
like you said, they always want to improve. They always want to make it better. So, only so much you can do.
Yeah, and then but you also see how some of that stuff's cross compatible. Like now they
Mm-hmm.
use light up features. When they gave us like Dr. Fate or Gomez, they can do it with their own IP. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times when they're trying to do stuff, I remember Conan that caught a lot of flack. Well, they were like, "Why are they doing that? He doesn't have any soft goods
Mm-hmm.
except around,
His waist.
yeah." And so
And
it's
now
like,
he's like a $300 figure on eBay.
yeah, goodness gracious, man. Were you able
Although,
to pick that one up or?
no, no, because like I said, I heard he was a pre-order like 2 years ago.
Hmm.
So that's why I didn't get him. I didn't get in on the Batman 89. So no, but I did hear they're potentially doing a special edition Conan.
Oh.
I swear I heard, I don't remember what page I saw it on, but
Hmm.
someone was talking about it, how they were potentially going to do it. So I don't know, maybe in the near future or not. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, it was another page I just saw it on Instagram passing by, but who
Yeah, you
knows?
never know. I mean, most of the characters that are popular, if they're good, I mean, they're a company. They want to make
Mm,
money. So I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that if a character goes over well, they always like reinvest in it. Like Popeye, when that one came out, I don't think anybody thought we were gonna get more versions like the MDX
Mm,
and the Bluto set. I don't think people thought that at all. So
mm.
I always tell
And yet,
people,
huh? No, I was gonna say, yeah, I heard it was supposed to be an MDX Conan.
oh, well, yeah, see, you never know.
So,
Yeah, then I mean, collectors drive that stuff. So like if people pump money into it, they're gonna know that it's a seller and they're gonna obviously expand on that. They already have the body molds for it. If you see
Exactly.
positive returns, are you going to say, "Oh yeah, that figure went over well, but let's scrap that body mold"? No, they're going to say, "Hey, let's
Let's use
pump
it
some more
again.
stuff out." Yeah, so
Not like it's not expensive to tool and all that shit. You know what I mean?
man, it is. I talked to him about it before, and the amount of money that it costs just to make a mold for a body is insane. And so, of course, they're going
Mm-hmm.
to reuse that stuff all over again. So,
Yeah, totally. All right. Let me see. What else can we talk about right here? So, what exactly got you into collecting Mezco in specific?
I liked. I've always been a fan of Batman, and as soon as I saw The Dark Knight Returns, I grabbed that. Yeah,
Oh, they did
and
a Dark Knight Returns?
yes, they did The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh
They did the
man.
yeah. There's a black and white version, the PX version. There's a
Ooh.
navy blue version, black and gray version, and so I got in on that one. And I'm a
Hmm.
fan of Batman, and you know how they
Yeah.
pump out Batman, so I'm
Well, then
set.
I think we need to do a whole nother podcast on Batman, dude, because that's
Yeah.
my favorite guy too. I mean, that's the whole reason I love comics and everything. Batman, in my opinion, has to be the best because he's a superhero without any powers, yet he competes with gods and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Growing up, he just always taught me that like, as long as you work hard and you're disciplined and you're consistent, like you can do whatever you want. And
Yeah.
I'm a personal trainer. I'm a competitive bodybuilder as well. So even to this
Hmm.
day, like I'll watch Batman when I'm doing cardio, getting ready for a show and stuff. When I'm feeling
Yeah.
like I have no energy, I'll just throw the Dark Knight on and just watch him and talk. Hearing him talk and seeing him fight and get ready, just it pumps me up. And just I don't know. That's just always been my favorite superhero and stuff. So I think we need to have another podcast and talk just
Yeah.
about Batman and Joker, man, because
Are
that's like
you
I said, that was what.
are you excited about the new one coming out with Robert
Yes,
Pattinson?
yes,
Yeah.
I am. I mean, I was a
Yeah.
little hesitant when I heard he wasn't willing to buff up for the role, but then I thought about it. It's his second year being Batman, and
Hmm.
so it can pass.
Right.
He has time to slowly bulk up throughout the series and whatnot, so I can let that slide.
Yeah.
But at first, when I heard that, I was just kind of just like, well, is it going to be Batman? But like I said, when you think
Well,
about it, it's only year two. He has time. So hopefully, they
yeah.
flesh it out. I'm really hoping it's a good movie. I never want a bad Batman movie. Regardless of who's in the movie, I never want a
Yeah.
bad Batman movie. You know what I mean? I want to go and thoroughly enjoy it and say it's a great movie.
Yeah. I'm a huge Matt Reeves fan, so I like his
Okay, so
work.
you're excited. So you're excited.
Yeah, I saw the director and I was like, I'm in. And then of course I saw it was Robert Pattinson and I go, I don't know about this. And
Mm-hmm.
but then I remember I was one of the people that said Heath Ledger's a Joker. That's gonna suck. And yeah, punched my own face on that one. So I looked at and then I looked at the rest of the cast and I said this is a really good cast and I think they could
Mm-hmm.
pull it off. And then the first trailer that they
So
had, yeah,
the first
I was like,
trailer and then the last one they just put out, that last
yeah,
ending scene that they ended it on was just
yeah,
they couldn't have ended it any better. They
yeah.
just really
So
couldn't have.
I'm excited about that. We'll see. We'll see
You
how.
you you think Mezco's gonna make us Robert Pattinson Batman?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm wondering if they're waiting to see how well it did or how well it
I can see
does.
that.
Yeah, because I remember that was one of the questions I asked him. I was like, "Oh, was there going to be a Justice League set?" Because that
Hmm.
was coming out during the Hangout version when we had that,
Yeah,
and he was like, I don't know. We'll see." So you never know. It could happen.
yeah. Maybe they're waiting to get Batman '89 to the hands of the people that ordered it first.
Yeah, it's man. People
I
won't let
have
that
a,
one
I have a
go at all,
friend. I have
man.
a friend that has two of them on pre-order, and every time. So, like I said, I didn't get in
I
on that one because it was before my time, so I don't have that
yeah,
issue. But I mean,
yeah,
it'll
and
come when
I
it
do.
comes at this
I
point. It's not
empathize
like
with
they
people,
charged you for the whole point or the whole charge. You know what I mean?
and that's what I mean. I empathize with people. I understand, man. I bought six of those, and I paid
Oh,
for them all up front. So
oh,
me, I have a bunch invested in that. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to see it do well. I don't want to have
You don't
a
want to
bunch
get
of
a bad
figures that
product.
suck. Yeah, and so
Exactly,
and I'm
exactly.
I'm pretty sure they want to make sure that uh as much as they probably won't say it publicly, I'm pretty sure that the John Wick fiasco that they had, that was probably something they took into consideration, said, you know what? Um, this other figure took a long time and we put it out because we were trying to maybe rush it for people because they were
Hmm.
demanding it and it didn't go over well. Let's just take our time because they've had figures in the past where they put it out like Conan, that's recent. It's a perfect
Hmm.
example. I mean, it took a long time to get that figure out, and I think
Yeah,
most people like it.
yeah,
Green
I think
Lantern, that was
so.
another one. Green Lantern, like the
Which
PX
one?
Hal
Both of them?
Jordan. No, the
Oh,
PX
okay.
Hal Jordan, that took, I think, like 15 months to come out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's one of my
and
favorite Mezcos I have. Wait, that's
yes,
the no. I have the John Stewart one. I'm sorry. I like
that's a
the
good
John
one
Stewart
too.
one. That was my
Yeah.
Justice League growing up. You know, the DCAU. You know,
Hmm.
so I had to get that one and put him in my Justice League.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think, and it's a new technology or new
I was gonna say,
materials. It's
do you think it's the suit that's causing the issue? Because it is like a rubber suit that he wears.
from what I understand, it's they initially put that body, the seamless body, on certain material, and over testing, in the QC phase, they weren't
Hmm.
happy with it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Uh,
thinking. Because it's like a rubbery type thing, and constant movement of the joints would probably just tear it to shreds.
yeah, and then you also have where, and I don't collect hot toys,
Yeah, I
but
don't either.
I've seen other seamless bodies where sometimes the wiring in there, because it's over time or dynamic posing, because everybody's going to try to put this thing in some kind of like
Oh yeah,
badass pose, and then I've seen wires pop out and break through the plastic. So I'm sure that it's
yeah.
not just the body mold. I'm pretty sure it's other things that are involved too. And like I said, it's an investment in the future.
Oh
They're
yeah.
obviously gonna take this and use it for other things. Maybe they can use that for female bodies or something like that. That uh, maybe that's a better alternative for them. But I I I just think people gotta be patient on that kind of stuff. I mean, there's
Yeah. Well, we
other
live in the
Batman
age of
figures.
now, so
Yeah, I know. Yeah, buy it now, right? Click it. It's got to be at my doorstep in 10 minutes. Ugh.
yeah, but even when you do buy it now from Mexico, it doesn't, ship for another week or two. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's
It's
just the way Mexico is, like it's like all things. You get what you pay for and you get what you wait for. You know what I mean? If you want
yeah,
quality, you got to wait for it. It's just the way it is,
yeah. I
you
think there's
know.
probably just snags that they run into that I don't think a lot of people understand.
Hmm.
Obviously the shipping crisis, and then it's got
But
to
not
be
just that,
something.
but they deal with a lot of stuff that regular toy companies don't. They don't deal with just all plastic. They have their soft goods and all this other
Mhm.
stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
different challenges for them versus, McFarlane or Hasbro that's just pumping plastic into a mold.
Hmm.
You got
Yeah.
they literally tailored a fucking suit for an action figure. Like, come on, that takes a lot of time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That would take me a lot of time. I
Yeah,
mean,
and there's not a lot of companies that do soft goods, and it's not trying to
exactly.
put them
Or that do it
over another.
well.
Exactly, yeah, and like I said, it's not trying to put another company over NASCAR or anything like that. I just think that it's a very intricate process that I don't think people take into a lot of consideration into. Because if you look at most soft good companies that do come out, they go under. I mean, there's Vortex Toys. They did a soft goods line. You don't see anything from them. I mean,
Hmm.
3A is a very good company, but they've been doing it for a while. They have very unique figures, very unique sculpts, and they have a cult following and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
from my understanding, I don't think that they're pumping out, 30 plus figures a year.
Yeah.
So you have to take that into consideration. But it's not an easy feat to do. Otherwise,
No, yeah.
you would see Marvel Legends on all soft goods clothes. Like you can
Yeah.
barely get them to commit to like capes. They're just barely doing it now. They just started doing that stuff. So it's not an
Yeah.
easy process.
No, yeah, exactly. And just making regular toys is an easy process, like I said, let alone
Mm,
a higher end toy. That's the thing people don't understand. These are higher end toys.
mm-hmm.
These aren't just, bunch of, flooded market toys. They take time and the detail and everything is there. So I mean, like you said, I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
I'm happy to wait if it's to get a great figure, especially for the price that we're paying.
yeah,
I can wait. You know what I mean? Just like these high roller boxes, we bought them or paid for them in what, June, July? Got them now.
yeah.
I mean, I was waitlisted for it, so I didn't even know if I was gonna get it. So
Oh,
when I did get the notification, I got it. I was super excited.
yeah.
So this was actually the first Gomez I bought from Mezco themselves. The other ones I had to.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
You have been assimilated.
Yes, yes. The
Yeah.
other ones I unfortunately had to buy on the third party market, but
Ugh, ugh.
but believe it or not, man, I found some crazy deals on some mezcos throughout like eBay and OfferUp. So
Mm-hmm.
um, just check out there, man. And honestly, even on eBay, like you know how you can send offers, a lot of them
Mm-hmm.
won't let you like send under like a certain amount. But I found that if you just message the seller and send them that offer, they're more likely to talk to you and whatnot.
Done
And
that
so
many times. Many times.
exactly, exactly. So I've gotten
Yeah.
a few of them. Like I said, like the Hawk P40 for $80. I got the Batman Sovereign Knight for
Mm-hmm.
$65 brand new.
Oh,
65. I
nice.
got it for
Shipped.
under retail. The guy just wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just like, okay. And then I
Yeah.
got, what else did I get for? Oh, I got the Mezco comic or Jim Lee Cyclops for $60.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like you just got to find those deals. You just have to be willing to look and be patient.
Yeah. And I think two things. The one thing that you said that really hits is being happy. I think a lot of people get wrapped up in maybe the competition aspect of it, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there really should be. I think you
Just because
should
they
just
see it as
be
an investment.
well that, but I mean as far as like being in the group and people like, they'll show what they've gotten like haul wise or something like that, maybe feel like
Mm,
they need to compete with other collectors and there's a bunch of like little psychological bridges that people like cross over and I think it catches up to them. They see
mm-hmm.
somebody has the ability to maybe get 10 or 12 of a certain figure and they're like, oh man, I can't get that many, and then kind of let that take effect, or this person got this and I didn't. And
Mm-hmm.
there's just little things I think that kind of take the happiness out of it. When you said, is what makes you happy and what you collect, I think that's the most important thing because all
No,
that other
exactly. I
stuff
mean, it's a
will just
hobby.
ruin it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a hobby. It's supposed
that's
to make
perfect.
you happy. It's supposed to. We're essentially just playing with toys. Let's be honest. We're playing with toys.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
And
we're
and
playing with pieces of plastic. How we can't take this too seriously, even though there's the third party market and all that stuff. But I don't get into it for that. That's why I'm not an inbox collector. I open my stuff. I do toy
yeah.
photography. I like to play with it. Like I'm like a kid when I get a new toy. I want to open it up instantly. I cannot wait. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
that's just me
I
though.
I use that example a lot too. Like we're adults and you go out and you go to work and you come back home
Mm-hmm.
and you're with your significant other and there's so
Mm-hmm.
many of these stresses that you have and a lot of times when you just want to decompress, you want to mess with figures and mess around or build something or do something. And so when there's
Exactly.
all these external things, competition, negativity, all these other things, it gets to a point where you're ruining your experience.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to go back to when you're a kid, when you have fun and you sat there on the floor and you played with toys and all that other stuff is just trying to like ruin it. Just don't, you gotta like kind of push that stuff out and tune it out. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
big, I'm a big anti-negative person when it comes to like groups and stuff like that and everything else.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and groups are a great place to, just like you said too, to be able to find deals because I think a lot of the groups have kind of come together and seeing that there's people that all have the common goal of collecting and then
Mm-hmm.
they get something that they don't like and then they
Mm-hmm.
might pass that off to somebody else because there's a little bit more trust now. Before I think a lot of the groups um they were places where people would go in and upscale pricing and take advantage of each
Mm.
other. Now it's gotten a little bit more tight knit and it's gotten better. It's not as bad as what it used to be. Oh gosh. Remember a new release, it wouldn't even get off Mezco's website or hit join the wait list and you would see people already, yeah. As
Uh,
soon as it did hit the wait list, it would be up there for
wow.
lots of money. Now it's kind of tapered off. It doesn't seem like that too much
Yeah,
anymore.
especially these last recent releases, they've actually stayed up for what, a day? Like 24 hours? The last two releases they had?
Yeah, that too. I mean, I stat track a lot of that stuff, and it's good. That's why I show people because
Mm-hmm.
there used to be people who go, "Oh, it didn't stay up for too long. This is messed up." And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "No, it stayed up for a day." And it was kind of
And see,
just,
that's how I first heard about Rumble Society is like, oh, if you don't know when it drops, you're gonna miss out. Like you have to be right when it drops. I'm sure you watch like everybody else, the Foosh weekly cast and whatnot, and
"Oh yeah,
the
Robo, yeah."
Robo and all. Yeah. So he's talking about, the weekly drops. So he would talk about, Rumble Society. He's like, well, it's gone. It's sold out like instantly. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's how I found out about it. But now it seems like they're up there for a bit of time. Like these last two releases, I was like, at 1 o'clock, well, 10 a.m. or 11 o'clock for us. I was
Hmm.
on there waiting with my credit card and everything, and then I was like, well, it's been up all day, but at least I got mine, you know?
Yeah, I tell Jason this story sometimes. Like when I used to collect, you were able to score that figure or not. You would be clicking buy, and you'd have to go through this circle of refreshing, and then it would take you
Hmm.
to a screen that says your order did not process, or it would take you back to
Ooh,
the main site, and so I always look at those kinds of things, like how far a
yeah.
company has come, or how much better the process, the product, and the ability to enjoy everything is.
Hmm.
Would I have been collecting this line if they kept with the same practices? Probably not. But it's just gotten a lot better, and
Hmm.
those kinds of things too have helped too. Having people, groups, networking, and kind of looking out for each other, and information
Hmm.
being passed around so people have a better experience because
Hmm.
that's what you want. You just want to have a good experience.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like even like on offer, some of the deals I found, I've actually, kind of like made connections there too. And they're like, "Oh, well, what else are you looking for?" And like I said, I was waitlisted for the high roller box, and this one guy that I bought, I believe, Red Death from for basically retail.
Oh
I was
wow.
like, dude, I got three black skulls from him for retail, $300, 115 a piece.
Yeah.
So he's a
Yeah.
really cool guy and everything. He's like, well, I got it for sure. If you don't change from waitlist, I'll sell it to you for retail. I was like, wow. I was just
Yeah.
like, wow. And then this
Yeah.
other guy that I got a few other Mezcos from, who's all honestly giving me a few good deals. He told me he got the three black skulls, the brokers, that comes with
The
or
death
to go with the,
brokers.
yeah, the death brokers.
Mhm.
He's like, oh, I only wanted two, so I bought two, thinking there was one in each, but it's a three pack.
Oh, so he. Oh
So he
yeah.
has six, and he's like, "Well, I
He,
don't. I only wanted two. So if you want, I'll sell you the other one for retail." I was like, "Yes, thank you." I was like,
yeah.
"Yes, when it comes in, let me know."
Yeah, I honestly think that set's gonna be it's gonna be pretty popular, especially with all the stuff that they're
Yeah.
doing now. Like,
Oh
because you
yeah.
you just had the Death Brokers, we didn't really have that much, and then now you have the High Rollers box, and it seems like if they start taking these characters off, I can see this being one of those sets that later on people go, oh man, I wish I picked up more because it
Yeah.
just if you look at that box, there's a lot of little things on there, and it
Okay.
all
Out of
seems
all the
like
characters they showed you, which one do you think is going to come up first
off of that box.
off that box?
Uh, Probably Tangerine.
Tangerine.
I
See, I
would
would
think
say
so.
One Eye Jack,
I
only because they already basically have it with the Clown Prince of Crime Joker.
Yes, yeah. There's a couple of little things they could probably do, like just as far as like reuse, but I don't think that they've publicized them that much. They haven't given them a lot of hype yet. They've given them some,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
Tangerine seems like she's on a lot of stuff. I don't know.
I'm
I
just saying
think
because
maybe
like the
I'm
reuse
hoping.
for. Okay, yeah, I could see
No,
that.
what you're saying makes complete sense because it's just a couple I think that they would need to put some other things in. I think he looks like he would come with one of those briefcases and stuff like that,
Yeah,
like
and they
off
would
of
use a.
Two-Face or
Mm-hmm,
Black Mask, like those kinds of things. But
mm-hmm.
I I think part of it is me hoping that we get a female figure, and then
Yeah.
you know I like Foxy Brown, so there's like a little part of me going, oh, this is gonna be cool to have,
Yeah.
a
No, it
character,
would
and
be, change things up a bit.
yeah, because we don't have a lot, but I know that they're probably working on female bodies, so that's probably
Yeah,
why. So
that's what they're
I
holding off
could
on.
definitely see that, coming probably first. I'm just hoping that they do change her. I mean, it's an interesting character, I'm pretty sure we would
Well, in
probably
reality,
get
they
another
all
version
are.
of her too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do like how they pay homage and they kind of like I said, they kind of dip back into like pop culture and things that I grew up with. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if you look at some of that stuff like
Jeff
Hazard Squad,
O'Reilly.
yeah,
Toys R
yeah,
Us.
yeah,
But yeah,
a lot of
Hazard
little
Squad.
callbacks. Hmm.
Yeah. Aren't we supposed to get a Hazard Squad member too soon? Didn't he win a
Oh
fan
yeah,
vote or something?
Yeah, they put a vote up for the characters that they had. I think it was the Doms, it was Death Adder, and MacGuffin, and I think the Death Adder won.
Hmm.
So, I mean, if they were going by the vote thing, I guess you would have that one
Yeah.
next. Yeah.
But do you think Atticus Doom will probably come next since he was teased at the end of Hawk P40?
Yeah, that, or if you looked at that box that they had where Slugfest was on it, did you see
Mm,
that?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
big, huge body. Looks like they could probably put him on
The
like
Hulks.
Bluto. Yeah, the Bluto or the
Oh, yeah, the Bluto.
yeah, or the God, the big guy. I'm trying to think.
Oh, Darkseid.
Thanos.
Thanos.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. He has the same. I was thinking because he has the same kind of body portions. I think I mentioned in a video that if you look at his arm,
Hmm.
he has this glove type feature. So it's like it looks like they
Mm,
have like the kind of the character design already for that. You know,
yeah, they're
you
working
take
it
the
around
head.
there. Hmm.
Yeah, and you could have him take off his arm kind of like KG Beast, and
That'd be
he'd have
cool.
maybe some interchangeable stuff, whatever he's doing.
Hmm.
There's a lot of, there's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once I found out about it, I dove right in, and it's so many new great original ideas. I keep saying, and that's what keeps drawing me to this line is because Hollywood's just a rehash of everything. Here's what you had as a kid. Here it is again. Where this is all new, and it can go anywhere, and it's just a
yeah,
lot of fun, in my opinion. And every time I shoot them, it's so much fun because you're not tied down to anything. You can do anything, and when you talk about him, you can talk about him in any way. You can say, like I said, Hawk P40 is my leader for my Black Skulls. He's not just a lone mercenary or bounty hunter like he is in the comic.
yeah,
So a lot of fun can be had with that.
yeah, absolutely. I was looking at the other day. I think somebody had an idea. They'd taken a neck of Arnold Schwarzenegger head, the
Hmm.
one where he's kind of like laced off, and they put it on him, and they took that jacket off, and they did some customizing. And I'm
Oh,
looking, and
shit.
yeah, there's anytime a new character comes out, I look at it and I'll
Hmm.
look at ideas. Like right now, one of the projects I'm working on is for the Secret Agent Gomez. It's like
Hmm.
and I'm hoping I'll be able to finish because it's been like 2 weeks. But you there, yeah. Anytime I look at something, I see ideas. Cousin Eddie, I had Jason and I and a couple other guys I talk to online every day. I'll shoot them ideas or something that I'm thinking about. Cousin
You're talking
Eddie, I
about
had
You're talking about custom ideas or like toy photography ideas?
just yeah, just ideas in general. Just like setups. I don't take a lot of pictures.
Hmm.
That was a New Year's resolution for me that I said I would try to start doing more. Like, yeah, it's because it doesn't matter if you have ideas, you're not doing anything with it. But a lot of
Yeah.
times for me, I'll sit on the couch, I'll watch TV, I'll mess around with the figure, and that's good enough for me. Maybe take a
Hmm.
picture or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but I really want to deep dive into that more next year. So, but
Yeah, you should,
ideas
man.
like that, yeah, but ideas like that, I listed off 4 or 5 of them to a friend of mine the other day. I was like, I want to do
Hmm.
this, this, and this, and they're like, yeah, yeah, and it brings things together. You start talking
Oh,
with your
yeah.
friends like this. I mean, you just start talking about toys, man. It's great, man.
Exactly, man. And that's like I said, that's why I invited you on here because I knew we'd have a great conversation about toys, especially Mezco and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
But talking about the advent calendar and the Gomez today, I mean, you called it, man. They'd had technically two drops in a way today with the Rumble Society sweatshirt and also, I guess, a restock of the advent calendar and the holiday
mhm,
Gomez.
yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. Did you see that coming?
Uh,
The restock of the Gomez and the advent calendar?
You know what I thought? Honestly, I thought that they were gonna just convert a bunch of wait lists
Hmm.
because of the numbers they put on there. They were like 6 per person. So, like in my mind, I think if they're doing that many, that means they have quite a bit.
Hmm.
And I figured what they would do is they would take the orders, start shipping them out, go through duplicates and then their QC part, and then they
Hmm.
would like because a bunch of people jumped on the wait list. I figured they would just
Hmm.
start fulfilling the wait list. I did not
Hmm.
think that they were going to put it back up today, and I think it's good because for one, it shows that for me in my mind, the way my mind thinks about it is they, and this is speculation, they've gotten the orders in
Hmm.
house. They're doing their QC, they're counting down. They already have the orders that they have accounted
Hmm.
for. And they said, well, we have this excess over. Let's put it back up. And that's
Well,
good for collectors.
did you see the email they sent
About.
about exactly what you said right now? They sent out an email saying that they just got in the advent calendar and the holiday Gomez, and they're getting ready to process and ship them out.
Oh, yeah. I saw
So
the
you called it.
banner. Yeah, I saw the banner. I didn't see the other stuff that you're talking about. I haven't been in my email because I was doing some stuff today,
Hmm.
but yeah. I
Yeah,
saw the banner that said because they kind of put it under the Christmas stuff that they said that's if you order this stuff now,
yeah.
it'll ship today.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but they
that
send out an email saying that they just got both of them in house into their warehouse and they're processing and shipping orders.
it's gonna be a good Christmas, right?
Right? So we might actually get them before fucking Christmas.
Yeah. I do like the marketing they did with it though. Like if
Oh,
yeah,
their
with it
marketing's
like
out of this world, dude. I love
yeah,
their marketing. Those little stop motion stuff they do with it is just it's
yeah,
amazing. Once again, original, you know.
yeah. I liked how they anticipated the fact that maybe some of the shipping delays and processing might happen. They labeled this everything
Miss, yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
yeah, I was like, they're just kind of prepping for it. You know, it's kind of like a little jab, but it's kind of like tongue in cheek kind of stuff. I like them about that
Yeah.
too. So,
No, yeah.
but
That's probably why we all assumed we weren't going to be able to get it in hand before Christmas too at the same time because they labeled it that.
yeah,
So we were all like, okay, well, at least next year we'll have some nice, cool Christmas photos with Cousin Eddie and Holiday Gomez and Roach or
yeah.
Grove.
I was talking to Jason about that. I was like, I hope that they're able to do it because for once you're able to like have customers be happy, but then also you want to make sure this is a prime marketing time for them too. You put out a
Hmm.
Christmas themed figure,
Exactly.
people are gonna be throwing hashtags on it and they'll be hitting social media pretty hard, you know, because
Oh, the second
everybody's
I
gonna
get
be
it.
exactly. And so you're pretty much dominating Instagram or any social media tools yeah, because everybody's going to be using Meta. They're going to be doing, you know, hashtag the holidays and their own little
Hmm.
hashtag that they have for that, and it's just free
Hmm.
marketing for them. You know, but
Hmm.
collectors don't. I don't think collectors realize that. So
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm just happy we'll hopefully be getting it before. Well, I mean, we should be getting it for Christmas if people today that bought it are getting it shipped to them. I mean, if we pre-ordered it 2 weeks ago or so, right? They should fulfill ours first or
yeah, I
hope.
yeah, I don't. I'm wondering if people. I'm wondering if people will think about how busy it is right now because everybody's going to be ordering stuff too. So even though it's going to be getting out, I tell people like, you know, just kind of be patient because
Oh yeah.
only ones that are trying to like move and stuff like Mezco, it's gonna be Amazon's doing stuff. You got a whole bunch of other people trying to like
Oh
push
yeah.
product out. So you have to be able to like that's all gonna be mixed in with that. So just because it's saying it's gonna be shipped, don't key
Hmm.
in on it and go, I'm getting it next week. You know, everybody
No,
has to
yeah,
be
yeah.
patient.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like with Mezco, even when they tell you they're processing your order and it's like getting ready to ship, they still don't ship it like right away. You know what I mean? That's just
No, yeah,
Mezco though.
yeah.
That's just the way it is.
I think the people started getting notifications for the Black Mosquatch today too. So that's I
Mm.
think that's in the pipeline. And this will be a nice little roundup for them at the year. They got this one. We'll have Eddie, and now you have Holiday Gomez. That's
Hmm.
actually a pretty nice little end of the year kind of
Christmas,
thing.
a little good Christmas right there, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm really looking forward to those figures, man. They look great.
Oh yeah, so am I. Oh yeah, so am
Oh,
I. And especially that
oh,
Gomez, you can use it for other stuff even outside of the holiday. You just take that holiday sweater off, get another shirt on him, use him for so much more.
yeah. I'm interested in seeing if the shoes can come off.
Mm. Does he come with the
Uh,
Chucks or does he come with like the loafers that the casino or the secret agent Gomez comes with?
when I saw it, look, yeah, he comes with Chucks, but they're kind of like Christmas themed kind of color
Oh,
Chucks.
that's right.
So
They're like green ones, huh?
So I'm wondering if
That's
they come
right.
off for one, so you can use it for other characters, but then two, because I don't know if it's maybe the shoe design or if it's the figure, but like I said, it seems like he has more range. So I'm
Hmm.
wondering if you slap the other, you know, the other shoes on this figure,
Hmm.
because
Maybe a little
I
better.
personally think that they just came out. Yeah, I think the build, to me, the
Hmm.
build material that they use for the higher rollers box is there's something a little bit different about it. like the
Yeah, it
build
feels a little more
quality. So
sturdy.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I totally completely agree with that. Like the second I started playing with it, the joints felt a lot stiffer, a lot better. It's just overall, and like I said, the ankle articulation, that was my biggest thing as a toy photographer when you're trying to get them to balance and stand and their ankles aren't moving and you're just like, ah,
yeah, yeah, and that's just design. You can tell.
oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know,
just
like
trying to keep the design of the shoe and the boots.
yeah, all of those figures like Punisher, all of them are like that until they figure
Hmm.
out something with that. It's gonna be like that. But maybe that would be something the seamless body would kind of solve because you would have your, you know, you would have
Hmm.
that leg and foot inside of a boot, whatever they decide to choose, but you would have more range because you could bend it at certain spots depending on where it was. I'm excited to
Hmm.
see what they do with that, man. I really am.
Dude, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I just got into this, so I'm super excited to see where they go with all of this, you know. So
Hmm
what are you excited for next year? Like what drops? Like any new figures that they're releasing that you've already pre-ordered that you're excited for?
I'm really excited about my girlfriend. Uh, I'm really excited about the Gothic stuff that they're coming out with, like Gotham by Gaslight,
Oh, Batman.
Batman.
I missed that one, but I got the
I'm
Joker.
really excited about that. Yeah, I don't think you'll have a problem finding Batman later on. I don't think you will, because that was
Uh,
you could get as many. You know, it didn't seem like
mm,
it would be a hard one.
oh,
I
okay.
think you'll have a chance. I think if you got on the wait list, you could get it. But that Solomon Kane, I'm really looking forward to that one. Um, I'm trying to think what else.
You think they'll release
Those are
Freeze
the
next
ones that
year?
come out. How much?
You think they'll release Freeze, Mr. Freeze?
Oh yeah, yeah,
You think that's
I
gonna come
do.
out next
I
year, or
think
do you
all
think?
those things. No, I think it'll come out next year. I think that I don't think it's that hard. I think it's the shipping part.
Mm,
Because right now they have so many things that are like just stuck in the water right now.
them and everybody
And so
else.
that's not only at port and port. That's you got stuff still coming in, and now you have to also have to take in consideration people have to take those shipments off the boat, then you get them on the
Hmm.
dock. You got to go through customs, and then from the dock, you got to have somebody take those whatever the product is to the warehouses.
Yep.
And then
It's
you
a
have to
whole
have the
thing.
warehouse sorted out. Yeah, there's a big process to it.
Oh
It's not
yeah.
like, hey, it's here. Let's just ship it out. So, but I think
Hmm.
a lot of those things, to be honest with you, I think those things got pushed back just to kind of appease collectors. And I think
Hmm.
some of those things will miss some of those dates, but in an early way, not in a later way.
Mm.
I think a lot of that's visual. Right now I don't know if you saw that big change that they did where like pretty much half the catalog kind of got
Hmm.
pushed back
Oh,
like
oh,
later in
wait,
the
yeah.
year.
I think you posted about that or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
I think that that's a lot of that is visual. They're kind of like look at the fact that collectors are saying, "Oh, where's my Batman? Where's my Batman? Where's my Batman?" And they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, you know,"
Well, we'll give you a
and they kind of
farther
just push
date.
stuff back.
Yeah, because I have
Yeah,
the
because
Justice League.
it's always better to.
Oh, I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say I have the Justice League on pre-order, so that one got pushed back as well.
Yeah, and like anything, I think it's better to kind of like shoot earlier than later. Wouldn't you be happier if like somebody said, "Hey, we know we said that this is supposed to be out in June, but it's
Hmm.
February."
Oh yeah,
Guess what?
oh yeah. I think a lot of toy
Mm,
companies are actually doing that because if you look, like some of my pre-orders on Amazon were saying next year, and all of a sudden they're showing up to
mhm.
my front door. You know what I mean? So it's like I
Yeah,
feel like toy companies at this point are just expecting really big delays, and so they're giving us really far dates, and then just surprising us at this point. We're like, okay, now we just randomly got it in. It's been in the water. It's in the port. Now we got it in. Now we can give it to you. You know, 6, 7, 8 months earlier.
yeah. It's hard sometimes with collectors because I don't. It's almost like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I had a
Mm-hmm.
discussion with somebody about this today. It's like because you could take this situation and say, well, if you said that it's going to be during this date and I got it early, I wasn't financially prepared for it. even though I always think that you should be.
Exactly. If you're going to pre-order something, you should already have the funds allocated for that.
Well, yeah, that or I never understood why somebody would say, "Oh, this figure's getting pushed back, and I'm mad about it." I get it because in the sense you paid the NRD and you want your product,
Mm-hmm.
you want something you to say you
Mm-hmm.
got it. But I think it's because I see most people complain about a price, but then they also say that it's too expensive. So it's kind of like a
Yeah.
contradiction in terms
You
because
get,
like
yeah.
yeah, and it's like, well, dude, I'm not a financial planner or anything, but like if a figure's taken 2 years, I mean, hell, you could say you pay set aside $5 a month. That figure's already
Exactly.
paid for. It's not like a big deal or anything, but that's the convoluted complaint cyclone that
Yeah, like
happens
you
around
said, with
collecting.
collectors, yeah, with collectors, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. The packaging's good, the packaging's bad, the packaging gets damaged, it doesn't, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a lot to
it's
take in
just,
with it,
yeah,
man. There's a lot
yeah,
to take in with it. It's
yeah,
very yeah,
yeah. My friend runs a
toy company.
online toy store. Yeah, well, I was gonna say, my friend runs an online toy store and they sell pops and all that stuff, and I help them out every once in a while. And
Hmm.
you got to check those things, make sure it's seamless, perfect, because like if they say mint, they want it mint. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's just, yeah,
So you have an idea of kind of like the process there.
yes,
Because
I do.
I'm pretty sure you probably done everything that you can to like ensure that the customer's going to get their package and the quality standards that your company that you're working with is like pushing. And I'm pretty
Oh
sure that
yeah.
somebody sent it back and said, "Hey, there's like a scratch on the plastic. This is bullshit." And
Well, they've dealt with that
so
before, so
you,
that's why they've told me like they this is what they complain about. So if you see this on the box, just we'll mark that as not mint. If they want it mint, we'll give them a mint one. You know what I mean? So, but
yeah,
like thankfully, I'm in the collecting space and I know what collectors look for, especially Funko Pop collectors. I think they're a little more up there when it comes to their boxes and stuff. So like I really like look at it and whatnot and make sure it's like perfect. If they want it mint, obviously they have boxes that aren't mint and they'll sell it for not mint. But if you want it mint, you got to pay like an extra dollar or two and they'll really package it up, make sure it gets to you really nice and mint.
give me just a second.
You're good, man.
I've been talking to you and my battery on my phone. So I'm gonna unplug the microphone.
You're good, man. That's why I plugged mine in before. I was like, I don't want my battery to die.
I did. I did, but this microphone
Oh yeah,
eats my
yeah,
phone's battery. I haven't, yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Technology, man. You gotta love it and hate it.
yeah. I'm good
So
though.
I was gonna say I basically covered everything I wanted. Oh wait, actually there was one more thing. What made you like want to start a YouTube yourself? Like what made you want to start putting out these videos on Mezco? Because I'm sure they take up a lot of time. I mean, they're not one short videos and two, they're very informative videos. So I'm sure it takes a lot to go into them.
Yeah. So a little bit of backstory. Uh, I collected Mezco in the very early stages of it,
Hmm.
and they used to have a really great PR guy there. And I don't know if
Hmm.
you've seen videos with him, but he was kind of like he was part of the Mezco team, and he did a lot of their interviews and stuff like that, and information. And there was a point when Mezco kind of like uh, there's a period of time where they just kind of like stopped communicating with the collecting community, and there was
Hmm.
a lot of animosity and just oh, they don't talk to us, they don't do this. And so I was lucky enough to get into one of the shows there,
Hmm.
and I went to the booth and I talked to them and I asked them a couple of questions that I'd seen in the collecting community. Why is this? When's
Hmm.
this coming out? Doing this, and I did a video on it.
Hmm.
And the whole reason why I started doing that was because it's like you said, it's a hobby and you want to have
Hmm.
fun. And I personally don't like seeing people have a bad experience. And I was like, I'm part of this community. Instead of complaining about this stuff, what I want to do is I want to try to like change some of it
Hmm.
or at least make it better. Instead of
Hmm.
because everybody can be in a group and you be online complaining about something, but is it really resolving anything? It's
No.
not. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
want to see change,
You
you
got to
got
be
to
the
do
change.
something. Exactly. And so I said, well, what's the problem? The problem is um, they don't talk to the collecting community, so let me see if I can talk to them. So, and that's how my journey started. I talked to them. I was able to network with them, and I'd ask them a few questions here and there, and they answered it, and then I would bring it back to the community. It's kind of built from there. It's taken probably like 4 or 5 years, but I have a nice open channel with them. And so a lot of the times when I'm online, I see like a lot of misinformation,
Mm-hmm.
and so, and all that does is just kind of breed negativity and confusion in the community. So I said, hey,
Yeah.
I see this. Why don't I use some of this ability to talk to them to gather information so that way I can discuss it with the community? And then vice versa too. They're a very good company in the sense that I've had the opportunity not only to get information from them and bring it to the community, but I've also sat down with people in that company and I've been able to say, hey, what's going on with this? Or this is something that's an active topic in the community, and
Mm-hmm.
that's been brought to them. And then they look at whatever they can do and they improve on it or they do stuff. But that was the that was the caveat that got me into it. I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
like what was happening in the community, and I just wanted to do something to try to make it better. Because there's a lot of misinformation out there, man.
Oh
There
yeah.
really is. There's a, and it's not a knock against anybody. I just think that it's cool to have hypothetical, thought process and stuff like that. But then I don't think that people realize that when you're doing a lot of that stuff, you're actually changing a lot of stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
for me, if I got on and I said nothing is going to ship until next year at all,
Mm-hmm.
and I announced that, no matter who you are, you're creating this disruption.
Yeah.
Everybody starts getting pissed off for no reason. So
Yeah.
nobody wants that. You want a good
But
environment.
you want a good
And so,
source.
not even that, like, it's just, you just want to have a good environment. Yeah. And so I think that communication and then um, reliable information is the best way to do it.
No,
And it
yeah.
just makes things better. Like if you had somebody say, hey, this isn't going to come out till then, or hey, this is what's going on, or even anything. It doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody.
No,
There's
yeah.
different people that, Rolo has done reviews before. Darius does
Mm-hmm.
reviews.
Mm-hmm.
There's different people in the community. I just think that a lot of times there's these like little internal chats, and people make the experience uh, more than what it needs to be.
No,
It just
yeah.
makes it bad. So that's the reason why I did it. I just wanted to have a better collecting experience and create a better collecting environment through reliable information and sourced material and
And having
like
actual
that.
discussions and not just being like, well, fuck Mezco for not giving me my Batman 89.
What does it?
Yeah, what does
I
that
just don't get
accomplish?
it. To me, I don't ever. I feel for those people, but I don't
No,
understand
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
because so a great example. Something happened today with a company that I've dealt with for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened with them. They explained it. I explained my position with them, and they said no, this is the way it's going to be. And I said, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure doing business with you, but I'm going to back out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I left.
No,
I
yeah.
left that business proposal with them. And
No,
so,
yeah.
and that's the way it is. Like I you have to understand that there's business in certain places, and then there's also a personal thing, and you have to kind of mesh both of those things and push them forward. But if there's a company that I don't like, I went to Chick-fil-A the other day. I went to Chick-fil-A, I was in the line, and you know how Chick-fil-A, how busy it is.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
guy, the guy next to me let 5 cars go before I even ordered. I can get one or two, but five? And he said,
Yeah.
yeah, I rolled down my window. I was ready to order. He said, hey, can you give me a second? I'm going to take these orders right here. I said, sir. I said, I've been waiting here for about 10
Mm-hmm.
minutes. I was like, there's other 5 cars have gone in this lane. I was like, my order is really simple. You mind just taking my order? And he goes, I'll do it after this. And I said, sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I told myself, yep, he took my order. I got my food. I went around. I told myself, I'm not going to go back to that Chick-fil-A. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
I didn't get on the internet and curse
Yeah.
everybody and say F Chick-fil-A. It's
Well,
just,
not just that, but you didn't even curse him to his face and be like, "Yo, like you didn't. You were just cordial with him, and look what he got you. He took your order."
what was he going to do?
Exactly.
He was going to be the guy that was going to be the brunt, like customer service. He was going to be the brunt of
Mm-hmm.
my of my negative attitude. He can't
Hmm.
solve it. And
Exactly.
so that's what I I don't understand about the whole collecting process. It's an optional thing. Everybody, you're spending money. If you're going to spend money and the company's not doing it for you, go find another company. Like we talked about in the beginning, there's plenty of
Hmm.
companies out there that are offering different versions of these characters,
Hmm.
and you have
You have
an
choices.
unlimited supply. Yeah. So if they don't
You know,
like it, why are you spending money on something that's going to make you unhappy?
you have to vote with your money.
Yeah, people don't know.
But
Hey, a perfect example of that was the Kickstarter stuff. People
are you
didn't like the
are you talking about
Rancor,
the hat?
right?
I was just about to say that.
But yeah, people
That's
didn't
where I
like.
was going.
Yeah, they didn't like that figure. They didn't like the offering they gave them, right? So
I
they,
didn't like it.
yeah.
I'm a
So
Black Series collector. I was hoping for like an X-Wing, a playset, something
mhm,
cool, and then a Rancor. I'm just like, and for 350,
yeah,
how many Mezcos I can buy for
yeah. But
that?
it wasn't up to people's standards, and so they said, hey, we there was a. I mean, they were kind of short, but
There's a little push at the end.
yeah, and there was. I know the striker got backed, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's one thing I do need to say. But people voted with their wallets and said, "Hey, I don't want to do this." It's the same thing with any company. I hear
Hmm.
people say, "Oh, well, they pump out too much Mezco stuff." I'm like, you have to understand that's their IP. It's easier, and
Oh
obviously, it's
yeah.
making them money because it's selling out, and also. Those Gomez figures that you guys are bashing and the Living Dead doll stuff, that's what's paying for these licensed figures.
Hmm.
These G.I.
Oh yeah.
Joe. Yeah, and so that stuff is getting backed by guys that are spending money on Gomez stuff. So it's cool if you don't like it, but
Don't
but
knock it.
don't bang it. Yeah, and but collectors need to understand that too. If you don't like something, don't back it. If you don't like the fact that they're pushing out too many Gomez's, then how about not buying two or three of them and then you know, pawning it off on people in the group to try to like upsell them on that. Why don't you just say, I don't like this character. I'm not going to screw myself over in the group over in my collecting community, and I'm just going to not buy it. And that way, the
Exactly.
company knows that you're not into it.
Exactly.
I
I
don't
have
know.
the opposite. I have the opposite issue. I think they don't drop enough Gomez's in a year.
Yeah, I was talking to Jason. I think they only did like four this year. There's only
Yeah.
four.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
so
really
they.
expecting them to do one for their MezCon, their fall MezCon, and they didn't. And I was just like, oh, that's when they did the Nemo though for Rumble Society. So that was their kind of offering for that. But I was hoping for a Gomez then, but I can see why they held off for the holiday Gomez. Makes
It's a
sense.
good figure, man. That Nemo's a
Um,
very good figure, man.
See, it is like, don't get me wrong. It's just me personally. Like, Jason, I don't know how he did it, or he has balls for messing with water and mezcos.
He's very talented.
I
He's
was,
a very
no,
talented guy, man.
oh yeah. But I was just like, with me, it's like I would never put my mezco near water because I would just fuck it up. That's just me personally. And like, I don't
Yeah,
know, he has the ability to make it look like he said, like a pastel painting and stuff. He made it look really good. Yeah, hats off to him. His
yeah.
photography is top notch and stuff. I'm down here. He's up here.
I love his storytelling ability.
Yes, yes.
There's guys that have that kind of stuff, and he has great storytelling ability, and not just through his images, but he also has the ability, if you watch his behind the scenes
Yes.
videos and stuff like that, or even I think I'm a little bit lucky because I get to talk to him about some of this stuff,
Hmm.
and so we talked about it on an episode before, but his photos, they have actual stories to them, not in just the picture form, but
Hmm.
he'll have stuff that he spent maybe a week building with his dad. And so
Oh
those are
wow.
memories. Yeah, so those are
Yeah.
memories. So
Oh
not
yeah.
only are you spending time with somebody, but you're creating something with them, and then you've frozen it in time.
Hmm.
And so people will see that image, but he can look at that image and there's
Attachment.
backstory behind it. Yeah, and it's more
Hmm.
meaningful to him, but then he also gets the bonus of people actually liking his work. So
Hmm.
it's a powerful thing. That's one of the things I think is probably the most interesting thing to me. I mean, like I said, I'm lucky I get to hear some of the behind the scenes stuff. that a lot of
Hmm.
people don't, but
Yeah.
sometimes he'll throw it in his, his descriptions and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, some of the stuff he does is just out of this world. Like that last Gomez pick he did with the new Agent Gomez and the
Oh,
Cadillac,
the
and it's all.
car.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really cool. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture. And then what was the other picture that he did? It was oh, the Pink Skulls dunking. Or no, Gomez dunking. It was Gomez dunking and the Pink Skulls were in the background, the one he just recently did. That one was really
Yeah.
cool. I really like that one.
Yeah. When he was doing that shot, we were talking about it and he was telling me about it. I go, that sounds really cool. And then he started showing me the breakdown pieces that
Hmm.
he had. I don't know why I got this. I'm not even talking to the mic anymore. But he was breaking down the pieces. He was showing me the milk crate that he was going to use
Mm.
for the actual hoop and then the basket. And then he showed me a couple different versions. And it's really cool, man. It's like as a creative, you get to see some of that stuff. So
So he creates all his own dials and everything?
no, I think he has pieces. I think he
Oh,
has
okay.
pieces that he has, but he's started to make his own stuff. He'll send me pictures of stuff that he's making, and I'll do the same thing. And that's the cool
Mm.
part about all of this, man.
No,
Especially
yeah.
when you start doing stuff where you take your pictures, you get to share, and you get to network with people, and you're being creative, and
Hmm.
that's what I like about it. I think the most.
No, yeah,
And
that's
that,
exactly why I started, my Instagram and my YouTube was to do exactly that, share my passion and love for toys with other collectors that have the same passion and love.
yeah, needs more positivity, man. So you're doing good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I pretty much covered everything I wanted to ask you. I mean, is there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, I appreciate you having me on, man. I love talking about toys, and so I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come here and talk. And
No, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm growing my channel and I'd love to connect with other toy creators and YouTubers and, content creators and especially Mezco lovers and whatnot. So thank you. I know our schedules are a little off because you're in the East Coast, I'm in the West Coast. But like I said, I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to, come and talk to me about this and whatnot. And hopefully we can do this again sometime soon. Like I said, I
yeah,
am a big Batman fan, so we have plenty to talk
yep,
about
yep,
there,
yep.
man. We have
Friend,
plenty to talk about.
oh yeah, I have a friend. His name's Anthony. He loves Batman. Man, he goes off and he just comes up with stuff that I didn't even know. I'm like, holy crap! So I need to hit him up for some information,
Yeah.
so I'll be on par. So
Sounds good. Are you guys gonna do a hangout this week? You and Jason?
yeah, I need to ask him. There's been a lot of stuff happening this week, so I don't know if it'll fit with his schedule, but yeah, I'll probably be doing more this next year. I want to try to do more of this.
Hmm.
Um, I Part of the hangout, the concept was to talk to people in the community, so people can
Hmm.
kind of get to know each other. It was like a bio series that I was working on, and
Hmm.
it's just talking to people that artists, creatives, dial makers, YouTube channel photographers, everybody. And I
Hmm.
think that's part of it that's missing in the community because everybody has these apps, and
Hmm.
you're kind of like, why is this person talking shit, or why is this person, or who is this person? They're cool, and nobody really
Yeah.
knows each other.
No, yeah, and
So I
that's
figured something like what we're doing, yeah,
yeah, and that's
is
kind of
to
why
get
I
to know
started
the
my
community.
podcast.
Because
Yeah.
yeah,
Get
it's
more
good.
face to face.
And then also creatives, yeah, and creatives, they get to like see each other and get to know each other a little bit better. I
Hmm.
mean, like I know this is the first time you and I have officially talked like this, but
Yeah, face to
it's
face.
cool to yeah, but it's cool to get to know somebody, you
Hmm.
know, and then see who they are and just share the passion, man. That's what I love.
Not
I
exactly, exactly. I was gonna say, if you ever need a co-host for your hangout, if Jason's too busy, let me know. I would love to come on and talk to you some more Mezco and whatnot, whatever's hot in the news for that week or month or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and next year I was gonna probably ramp it up a little bit more. I usually do it once a week, and sometimes I've been very fortunate. Like Jason's available, but there's probably gonna be times when I'm doing it that I want to get on and just do quick chats, unboxings, and stuff like that. Everybody has
Hmm.
different schedules and stuff like that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
like I said, Mine, I wanna try to ramp it up a little bit more, do more content as far as videos and stuff like that too. So that
Hmm.
was one of the things that I had planned for next year. So, but definitely, yeah, I love having anybody and everybody on.
Well, sounds good. If you if you and Jason also just want a third co-host, just want to talk, let me know. Definitely come
Hmm.
on and talk because, like I said, I love his photography and stuff, and I do look up to him. So I would love to talk to him one on one as well and ask him a few questions on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hit him up, man. He's very approachable. He loves talking about figures and he loves talking about photography. He's a very good guy. Very good guy.
Yeah, I get that from your guys' hangouts, and that's what kind of like attracted me to like ask you to be on my podcast. You guys always have like a very chill hangout. You guys are always very positive in it. You guys are always trying to find the positives, and like you said, there's no point in being negative when we're talking about adults playing with toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say one thing too though, like I get process improvements. I'm all about that. So I never have a problem listening to people talk because I think anything can be improved upon. But
Hmm.
but when it gets to a point where it's just ruining the experience, it's not good, man. So
Exactly. All right, man. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We've gone for what, about an hour and a half at this point.
oh yeah, man.
I'm sure it's
You
getting
had
kind of
me
late
on. You
for
should have
you.
known. I
No,
talk
no, I did. I
a
did. No,
lot.
I did it. No, I did it, which is, no, it's great. Like I said, and that's the whole reason I wanted to have you on because I knew we'd have a great long discussion about Mezco, and we basically did.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you
man. I
so
had a
much,
lot of fun,
Paige.
man. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
no
you.
problem, man. I appreciate. Thank you for
And
having
if,
me on, man.
yeah, and if you want to come on any other time, I'd appreciate it. Just let me know whenever you want to come on. I'm always open to have a co-host.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, absolutely. You got anything that you're getting?
What do you mean?
Well, you said you had 20, so I was wondering if you're going to be adding before the end of the year.
Oh, well, I did get Cousin Eddie and I did get Holiday Gomez.
Very good, very
So,
good, very good.
so, so I'm waiting for them. So, like I said, that's why I was asking, do you think we'll actually get them before Christmas at this point since they're shipping out and everything? But exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So we'll see, right? We'll see. Watch it
yeah,
come like the day before Christmas Eve.
yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? Like you have the whole day to just mess around with it.
That'd be
Well,
pretty
yeah,
cool. That'd still
yeah,
be pretty cool.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I'll call it. I think they're going to do it.
You're gonna get it before Christmas. We're all gonna get
I wouldn't say that. I'll say before the end of the year. That's my
it.
that's my cushion, right? It's like a couple weeks. So yeah,
Yeah, it gives you a few extra days.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
still good
yeah.
enough. That's still good
You,
enough. I mean,
you
they still
never
got it
want to
to
be
us with,
wrong. You never want to
yeah,
be wrong
or
on the internet.
especially with Mezco collectors, they'll come after you for that.
Yeah.
But
Oof.
Paige
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
Mezco's
Yeah.
like, well, Paige isn't associated with us. He talks about it, but
Yeah. Yeah. They'll have the disclaimer.
yeah, don't
The
listen to
Toy Page is
Paige.
not an official representative of the Nesco Toys Company. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna call it. Yep. End of the year, hopefully. But yeah, good
I'm
man. I'm
hoping
looking
to.
forward to it. Looking forward to seeing your stuff, man. I really am.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate you having or coming on to my podcast and stuff, and I look forward to hopefully coming on to yours and Jason's hangout and talking some more Mezco and toys.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
So I don't want to take up any more time of yours. So thank you once again. And thank you for everybody that came on and watched us live, dropped by, left us comments. Really do appreciate it. Sorry I didn't interact. My phone's kind of like at a distance from me. So I appreciate
Yeah.
you for, answering and doing all that stuff right there. I tried
I
getting it on
did
my laptop,
some.
but
Yeah. Uh-oh. I did. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Great. No, I did some, but after a while, I didn't
yeah.
see anything anymore. I couldn't see the
Oh,
comments.
okay.
So I
Okay,
like,
well,
yeah,
that's why I wasn't
yeah.
interacting
So
because my phone's at a pretty
my
distant
bad.
distance from me right now. But
Yeah.
thank you so much once again, and
My
thank
girl
you for
always
everybody
tells me
that
that I'm
tuned
doing
in.
it. She's always like, yeah. She's like, you're moving the camera when you're typing. So yeah. But yeah, man, I'm sorry
Yeah,
I
but
cut you off.
it
I
is,
appreciate it.
it
I
is.
really do.
No, you're
Thank you
good.
for
You're
having
good.
me on.
All right, thank you so much, man. Take it easy. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I look forward to your next hangout and your next YouTube video.
Sounds great, man. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, sounds good,
All
man.
right.
Take it easy.
All right.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigures. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots. by Cool Figures. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at Cool Figures. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, V-Rare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code COOLFIGURES at checkout for 10% off your order. V-Rare Store, check them out, guys.